We're going? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bingle Show. I'm Eddie Ifft. I'm here live in the world famous Hollywood Improv parking lot with the Bingle bus. I love how things say world famous. I think people just name that themselves. I'm here in the world famous improv in the
You
world.
have to call yourself world famous.
Yeah, I think only people call themselves world famous. We have alcohol if you want it, Esther.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we like to get our guests drunk, but I don't drink anymore. I quit a month ago.
All right. Well, if you're not drinking, I'm not drinking.
It's fun to watch somebody just get drunk beside you, though. World famous Hollywood Improv. I'm here in the world famous Bingle Bus. I'm your host, world famous Eddie Ifft, and I'm here with the world famous Esther Koo, who is now world famous in the porn world. Esther, I know Esther. Esther's been around for how many years have you been doing comedy?
For like a few decades.
Yes, but she's been on a lot of TV shows, Last Comic Standing,
Are you
Girl
going to leave
Code.
this door open? I could hear all these people outside.
She bitches a lot. She complains.
Sorry, I don't mean to take over as producer.
She's working as a consultant right now for the show and doesn't like the ambient noise from the.
Ambient, not ambient.
I say ambient. I say a lot of things differently.
Where are you from?
I say data instead of data.
It is data.
And now I've heard a lot of people say data.
Data?
Yeah.
No, it's not data.
I say tomato.
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 I say Mario.
I say Mario.
Oh, God. You grew up rich?
I say yins
Yins. What is that?
for you guys.
I don't even know that word.
Have you ever been to Pittsburgh?
Yes.
They all say it there.
Yin?
Yins guys.
I don't know that.
Hey, Yins guys going downtown. It's real nice down here.
I didn't go in deep Pittsburgh. I was just on the outskirts.
What's deep Pittsburgh?
You know, like where people talk like yin.
I just noticed you have just your thumb and your pinky finger with your nails painted. And it looks like you have
That's
like...
because I peeled off the rest of them.
Oh, I thought...
never get my nails done, and so when I have to get them done for something, I can't stand it. So I just peel them off.
Okay, it scared me. I thought you have like some kind of weird shocker hand, you know, where you're like...
Oh, yeah, I
these
use
ones
these to
go
finger
in.
my girlfriend. I don't want to give her toxic shock syndrome.
When I was a kid, I used to look for anything to use as assistance for... I'm so afraid of saying anything anymore because of the Me Too movement. But I used to look for jerk off material, and I used to go in the bathroom. I had 3 older sisters, and they had their tampons that they kept in the bathroom, and I would look on the box on the instruction sheet, and there were pictures of
Vaginas. That's where you saw your first vagina?
Yeah.
Diagram?
Yeah, a diagram of a vagina.
Wow.
Using tampon boxes.
I have way
If
more.
I was Tampax and I wanted to sell more tampons, I would put pictures of real vaginas
That's a great idea. It's a
in the
great.
tampon box.
But that
So
would
that little boys like you can find them.
that would have worked years ago. Now kids have a thing called the internet,
Oh yeah.
and they
Go
don't.
back in time.
They don't need it. But Esther has. I know Esther because she had a. Didn't you have a weird obsession with Kevin Brennan?
What do you mean had?
You still have it going on? Oh my God!
I
Oh.
love Kevin Brennan. I think he is just so funny.
Would you marry Kevin Brennan
Well, he's already married.
if he wasn't married?
If he wasn't married, would I marry him? I think they say you should never meet your idols, so I don't think you should marry him either. So I would not marry him.
Would you sleep with him?
Well, he does come quickly.
Oh, does he say that?
He says that all the time. And I think that's a good fit for me because I also come quickly. So it's like annoying to be with somebody who takes forever to come.
Yeah, but like then you can't savor it. Then it's like, yep, there we go.
Oh, so you take forever to come.
I don't take forever.
You're
no,
a saver.
No, I'm going to tell you this. I have a special I'm like Ron Jeremy. I can count it down. I can know when I want to and be like 10.
You could announce
9, 8. Yeah, my wife loves it. I do the countdown every
See, that's a good quality to have because I don't like those tsunami avalanche comes where it's just like you don't know when it's coming. It's like I want to be able to like order it. You know, like if I'm done with having sex, I want to just be like, all right.
So you're like, and now.
Well, like you say a trigger word, you know?
Yeah.
Like you say something that you know it's going to make him finish.
What's a trigger word usually?
Like look at Rachel's butt.
Rachel did come on here tonight in basically it's like she painted her pants on. They're not
Make
leggings.
sure show everybody at home.
Yeah. I sat down, I looked up, and I don't look at you like that, Rachel, but I was like, I think I see your vagina. It was like
Don't though. It's like
it was sort
All right, now you're walking the Me Too line. Let's get back on
I
the
don't
other
give
side.
a shit. I don't pay her.
Include me in this.
Oh, you guys don't want to admit to it?
I asked them. They said
No?
No, I think it's fine. I see leggings all the time.
Yeah, but it was like maybe it's because I sat down and I was like
you're at crotch level.
I was crotch level. All right, stop. I want to stop being such a pig. Esther,
It's not your fault.
why? I was born that way.
It's your generation.
Is that what it is?
Probably.
No,
Well, because like generations, like younger generations now, they're so not. Like they act like everybody's had an HR talk with them at the age of 15.
they're
That
asexual.
if they see somebody like you like comment on her leggings, they're like, you're disgusting.
I know.
Right?
My
And like younger girls now, like they don't know what it's like to get hit on.
my buddy was the CEO of a big major beer company, like one of the biggest, and he told me from all their research they found that like millennials aren't drinking beer because they look at it like, oh, that's something our dads did,
And it's gross.
and they abused it, and this generation is just going to be the most unfun pussy. They are. I see them.
Maybe they will like find the cure to cancer because they're not out binge
Good.
drinking beer.
If I had to
Maybe
live.
they're like
Yeah,
more
but
productive.
if I wanted to be around them, I'd want to get cancer because I wouldn't want to be around them, and I'd want to die. They
are the most unfun
the amount of time they spend on computers and video games is obnoxious.
and social media.
It's they're all narcissists because of social media.
No, they all think they can be famous and not have any talent.
Yeah. Well, and also, or that they can get talent because there's like a lesson online. Like, my wife, my daughter, this is so cute. My daughter is like 4, and when she pees, she can wipe herself. But when she poops, she needs someone to help her. And the other night, she went to poop, and she was like, without telling anyone, she tried herself to wipe. And she stuffed up the toilet, and it overflowed all over our house.
Oh.
And my wife's calling me. I'm about to go on stage in like across the country, and she's like, "I don't know what to do. There's shit everywhere." And
You're like,
and
why are you calling me?
and
Just
she's
go
like-
clean it
yeah,
up.
And I'm going, "Don't do this in front of her. She tried, and we have to like give her credit for trying. And you're making her feel bad by like, she's like, but there's shit like it's running down the hall and down the." And I go, "Oh my god!" So.
That's why I don't have kids, because I don't.
You want shit all over your house?
I have a hard time pooping myself, cleaning up my own poo still.
Well,
I just started wiping my own poo 4 years ago.
I still don't wipe mine. I just leave it because I like the feeling.
And
Wait,
just wear brown pants everywhere you go.
I was gonna swing this around to something. There was a reason. I was talking about millennials and my daughter pooping and
Oh, you wanted your wife to be like,
no.
good job pooping on your own.
No, I was just gonna say how like the kids how they watch video games and they don't.
There's like lessons online.
Oh yeah, my wife goes, I've been watching videos on how to unclog a toilet. Like she goes, I go, did you call a plumber? No, I've been watching videos on YouTube on how to
Because
unclog.
you can just look up a video on anything, and there's like
Right.
10,000 hits for how to call a plumber, how to pick a plumber, how to be a plumber,
So that's
how to fuck a plumber.
So that's how people like. That's why nobody has respect for any like comedians start and they're like, I don't care what this guy fucking did. I can go on YouTube and figure out how to do this. And I believe
That's why there's so many goddamn comedians, because all these comedians like talked about how to do comedy on podcasts, and now look, we're fucking fighting for stage time with all these freaking little idiots everywhere.
it was a mistake, I think, to give away all the trade secrets.
Yeah, like when podcasting started becoming a thing, comedians should have all gotten together and said, "All right, listen, let's not say
Let's
how
be like,
much we
let's
get paid."
we should have been like magicians. Be Be like, I don't
Yes.
reveal my secret. But even magicians, all their fucking tricks are online. Every one of them. If they do a new trick, like any of those big famous comedian or magicians goes on TV and does a trick, the next day somebody's on there busting it, like showing how to do it.
Well, I don't really care about magicians, so. Like, I don't watch. Like, I cared about magicians when I was 5, and I was, like, amazed.
Well,
You're, like, so offended. Like, are
no,
you part
I hate
magician?
I hate magicians.
I don't
except
hate
for
them,
Justin
but
Willman.
it's just, I don't really care about magicians.
I don't either. I used to have a joke where I said, what was the joke? It was, disabilities aren't funny unless they happen to magicians. And then it's hilarious because you're like, let's see you make that wheelchair disappear. And I told the story to Justin when I fucking ran into the guy. Never mind. I don't want to bring it up again. I'm going to see Kevin next week.
You are? Are you doing his show?
Probably. He got mad at me today. I go, hey.
He's going to definitely need a guest. He's always tweeting last minute. My guest canceled. Who wants to do my show?
Thank you for not canceling. Everybody cancel. You have to have a guest and a backup guest every week because
Wow, that's so true. People cancel all the time, right?
it's so weird. I cancel a lot too. I used to say I never cancel, and now I cancel all the time on people. Just out of
I
like,
hate canceling
I agree.
anything because, like, I only cancel if I'm deathly sick that I cannot get out of bed. Like, something is, like, preventing me from physically being there. Otherwise, I don't cancel for stupid shit.
I used to be like that, but now I have a thing that causes me to physically not be there, and it's called a child. And the child ruins everything.
But what about your wife? Can't she take care of him?
She can, but there's like so many times that you're like going to do something.
She's allergic to her poo, I guess.
Yeah. That was gross. And I came in. She left it. She just closed.
What?
She closed the door. What happened on Saturday night and I got home Sunday? Wait, I flew home. Yeah, I flew home Sunday. So I got home. What day is today? Wait.
Tuesday.
No, it happened on Sunday night. I got home Monday and the door was just shut. And
Disgusting.
yeah, and I had to go in and fucking plunge.
It's like the old Ron White bit. We got the new dog and his wife calls him, there's poo everywhere. He's like, just put a paper towel over it. I'll be home in a week. He said when he gets home, it's like a little mini campsite with a bunch of tents everywhere.
Speaking of tents, has anybody seen the
Yes.
documentary
Yes.
on the Fry Festival?
Fire.
Fire
Fry
Festival.
Festival.
Fire.
Fire.
That
I haven't seen it.
Oh
it
my
is
God,
the
you have to.
best.
But I saw a clip about a guy who said he would suck dick for something.
Yeah, yeah.
$175,000 worth of Evian water got held at a customs
Can you
spot.
use a microphone?
I think it was like $170,000 worth of Evian water. It got held at customs in the Bahamas, and the organizer, his
Was
assistant,
willing to suck his dick.
his assistant is like, they call him like their fabulous gay leader, and they organized him to go suck the president or whoever.
He said,
of the
I hate to
Bahamas'
ask
dick."
you to do this, but can you go suck dick to get this released? Can you go suck a dick?
And he goes, and I went home, I took a shower, I put on some mouthwash, and I was fully prepared to go to this
suck-
guy's
suck
house and
that
suck
dick.
that dick.
And that's how
The
Damien got this
customs
job.
guy.
The assistant he was gonna suck the dick so they could get the water released for the festival. And he gets to the guy's house, and the guy's like, I'm not gonna make you do this. I'll release the water, but you need to give me money after the festival is over or something crazy like that.
Oh, so he didn't suck his dick.
He didn't,
No.
according to
And
the
he's not.
documentary.
And he's not gay.
No, he is gay.
Oh, he is gay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is gay.
Oh, I thought he was straight and
No.
was willing
No.
to suck dick for this water.
No, but I still think it's a pretty compromising thing to do.
On Netflix, especially. How many people are on Netflix?
No, but I mean just to like, for your boss to say to you, like I know I ask Rachel to do it a lot, but
Could you wear leggings next week?
Yeah.
Save the show.
whoa, that's brutal. We've probably jokingly said shit
Evian
like that.
should make a commercial about that.
That's a
now.
good idea.
The two things.
Like it's like somebody's getting their dick sucked.
Our water's so good, people will suck dick
Did you
for it.
So on my Instagram story, I've been posting memes of it, and this was one of them that I posted. Select your payment, and that's the guy.
The
I
poor
wouldn't
guy.
recognize
I
him.
felt bad for the guy. If you watch the festival or the documentary,
You gotta show
You've
the
probably
camera.
seen it.
am I wrong or is that the best documentary ever?
It was super good.
My
No,
wife-
you know what the best documentary ever 3 identical strangers.
Oh
haven't
yeah, I've
seen
heard
that.
about that.
What is it?
Oh my God, these
Triplets.
3 triplets who were separated at birth,
Oh.
and they were raised by 3 different families: one rich, one middle class, one poor. And then they did like all these studies on them, and they sent scientists to their house to videotape them and study them. And then when they were 19, they ran into each other
just ran into each other.
in college.
They all went to the same school.
No.
2 went to the same school, and they were like, not ran into each other. All of his friends were like, "Yo, what's up? I didn't think you were coming back this semester." And all these people kept coming up to him, thinking like that was him, but it was his brother
That's
who
insane.
grew up in a town over.
Correct.
It is the most insane movie.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Where did you watch it? On Netflix or?
I don't know where
Just
it's
put it
on.
in, if you put it in, it'll tell you all the places where it is.
Yeah, it's on something.
That
But it's an insane
well,
documentary.
I've read all this shit on nature versus nurture. Like, do people grow up to be successful?
right, that's what the government
prem-
ordered this study.
Yeah,
And to study, is it nature or is it nurture?
and that study pretty much said it's nature, right?
A lot is nature, but a lot is nurture.
Okay, so it's 50-50.
But you see, yeah, because sometimes they like dress alike, they like the same kind of women, they drink the same kind of drinks. But then
Well, this study I read was about success. Like, if
I think success is more nurture.
this thing I read was nature.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was basically saying like you're genetically predisposed to be successful or not. Like it's just in your genes.
And like, who knows how much of your mom's genes you get and how much of your
True,
dad's genes
true.
you get? Because I meet my dad's relatives and I'm just like, oh God, this is depressing. And I meet my mom's relatives and I'm like, oh, this is like energizing and like invigorating.
So you got your dad's.
I have, I have a dichotomy, but I'm figuring out.
Yeah, I wonder a lot which one's my mom's and which one's my dad's, and then I wonder if he's really my dad.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. My mom's like the least whorish person in the whole world. Like I really think my mom.
Yeah, if she
only-
looks anything like you, I can imagine.
Wow, here we're burn, Esther Koo. Are we on Wild Mount right now? I really think my mom only slept with my dad.
Oh,
And-
have you ever asked her?
Yeah, I did. I had her on the podcast once.
And what did she say?
She was like offended that I would even ask. Like she was like,
Of course, it's only been your dad?
I'm 99% positive, and I have a feeling it only happened after, like they.
But
They
that's
got
also
married.
that generation.
yeah.
Like, they weren't as slutty as.
I asked them the other night
Our
if they
generation.
ever smoked weed, and they both got like upset with me, like that I would even consider it. Like my dad was a big partier, drank a lot, but he was like, "What?"
I regret not giving my mom weed. Because it could have helped her with her, like, conditions and
Yeah.
arthritis and
Yeah.
stuff. And they're so conservative that I never was like, try it.
I regret not having weed right now. I have no weed right now.
Oh, I smoked a joint outside.
Oh, with who? Damien?
Yeah.
Damien?
Oh, he has the rest of it.
Is it one of those, which one is it? Is it from, Speedweed?
It's from,
Oh, it's Esther's.
it's probably from Speedweed.
Yeah, because I'm very careful about, I only like,
Name brand weed?
no, but I like, sativa.
What's
I don't
gotten
like
into
indica.
you,
I don't like
Eddie Ifft?
indica at all.
I don't like indica either.
I don't think anybody does except for psychopaths.
No. Yeah.
It's like
people-
rappers like indica. And I don't know anyone else that smokes indica. Do you? Damien? Do you smoke indica at all? When?
Damien's like, I'm a simple man. I see weed and I smoke it.
Every day? Fuck, it just like takes you out of the world though.
I don't get like crazy like presidential like top THC content.
I can't believe you're not talking into the microphone. Here's what it is. I feel like when I smoke indica that I'm getting the bed spins, like when I'm drunk, too
that's
drunk.
fun.
No, I hate the bed spins. You like the bed spins?
No.
It just feels like you're being sucked into whatever, like gravity's stronger than usual, and you're like, and you can't communicate. You can't. It's not. The body high is like too strong. I like giggles and just hee 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 ha ha ha.
I like energizing weed.
Yeah, energizing.
You
weed's
know,
kinda
like
fun.
creative weed that makes you like think of funny stuff
Yeah.
and think of inventions.
Oh yeah, because I forgot. Let's get into your inventing past. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the ShamWow. Esther was responsible for that, but she
and the Snuggie.
she the guy that made the ShamWow though made the slap chop. Do you remember
He's
the
also in
slap chop?
prison.
Yeah, he beat some chick up.
A prostitute.
Yeah, who bit his dick. She bit his dick. Look,
What?
I
I
always
missed this story.
I always say it's like never okay to hit a woman,
Yeah.
except
If she bites your
maybe
dick.
if she bites your dick.
Or
What is happening?
Don't you agree?
yeah, that's fine.
You try to bite a guy's dick off.
I've never tried to bite a guy's dick off.
My my friend says he will never cheat on his girlfriend ever because she has said, like my wife says she'll slit my throat while I'm sleeping.
If you cheat on her,
His
you believe her?
no, I don't think she'd. I don't think she'd murder me, but I know she'd fucking
I
ruin
mean,
my life.
Not murder you, but slice the throat open, and then you patch it back up with some stitches.
She'd ruin my life. He says his girlfriend would bite his dick off, and he believes her. He's like, she would fucking do it.
That's a good threat.
You know how
That'll
hard you'd
keep
have
you.
to
That'll
bite
keep you
down to-
faithful.
You know how hard you'd have to bite down to chew through a dick.
Well, guys are vulnerable when they're getting their dick sucked.
You are in a vulnerable position. Same with you guys. We could turn you into a Middle Eastern woman.
It is super vulnerable.
We could bite your clit off, and you'd be like, "Oh my god." Speaking of dicks, there's a sponsor that wants to come on and sponsor this show for a large amount of money.
Blue Chew?
No, I forget their name,
For
but I'm
hymns?
having a meeting with them next week. They want to hook my dick up to like some electrical devices and like it's. And I kept telling my managers like, just take the meeting. They're gonna pay a lot of money. And
What is it? What does it do?
It's for like, it's like to make your dick work better. And I'm like, my dick works great. Like I've never ever had an issue ever. And I'm like, I don't want to like have an issue because
like your dick was made in nature. Like it works fine.
Yeah,
like,
but there's
what,
a lot
What
of-
will they do to your dick to make it work better?
I have a feeling it's very similar to like the stuff that people use for like electronic muscle stimulators that they use
I
for.
hate that.
Really?
I hate those. Yeah.
They work.
On what?
They work. Like if you have an injury, it gets your muscles to contract. It gets blood to the area, and then your lymphatic
It just
system
doesn't
flushes it
feel
out.
good though. It feels like you're being zapped.
Well, I have a feeling that's what this kind of is, and it's on your dick. And I said,
Yeah.
I don't care how
I
much.
don't use vibrators.
Yeah, but the stories.
My manager was like,
No.
just listen to their offer, and I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, just
You're
listen.
like, why don't you test it and
Yeah.
let me know how it goes?
And then we were like, let's hook it up to Jason.
The stories.
I think we should zap Jason.
I know a guy that did the electrolysis stuff on his dick.
Yeah.
So like you can play around. It's kind of a sex act where it's like these muscle simulator things that you put on, but you attach them. You put it like on his penis and then on the girl's top of her vagina. So that way when they're fucking, they get like electrical shocks.
That's fucked up.
Yes.
That's fucked up. I've never understood bondage and all of that. Like,
S&M.
yeah, I've always just felt like fucking's really good. Why would I want to? Louis C.K. used to have an old joke about it. He
Never
said
heard of him.
he used to say,
Is that a new guy?
never wanted to get into bondage or S&M because if you get into it and you like it, you got to start buying all that equipment. He goes, it's a lot like skiing. And that's how I felt. I'm like, I like sex so much that when I'm there, I'm like, this is great.
Well, you could also just like tie somebody up using household items. You don't have to go buy sex handcuffs or bondage equipment. You could just use a pair of pantyhose.
Cletrophobic.
You know, then it doesn't hurt your wrists or your feet.
Cletrophobic.
What does that mean?
Fear of being trapped.
Cletrophobic?
Yeah.
There was a girl trapped on an elevator for 3 days.
saw
Why
that
did you
today.
just have to say that?
Why?
Why did you
Not.
just?
He doesn't
have
go
to
on elevators.
You don't?
Why
This wasn't
did
in a
you
house
just-
though. It was like a house elevator. It wasn't like a building.
Those are the worst. I never ride
Yeah,
those.
that's
Oh,
sketchy
like in
for
New
sure.
York, like
yeah, it
those
was a New
old
York
buildings?
house. Yeah, she was the housekeeper. The family was gone.
Oh.
Of course, it was the housekeeper because the family doesn't give a fuck about them.
That's why you always have to carry your cell phone everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
But
My
would
wa-
you get service inside the elevator?
Sometimes you don't. I always check. I won't ride an elevator where you don't get one.
Yeah.
And I've
So
had
the
it.
family was out of town for 3 days, and she got found after 3 days.
Okay, so a
And they
lot.
came home after 3 days?
I don't know how
Was
she
she
got
dead?
found. No, she wasn't dead. She survived. She's in the
Oh,
hospital.
God.
Like
A lot of homes
super
now on the
dehydrated.
East Coast, beach
She
houses.
must have had to shit in that elevator and
Probably did.
smell
Yeah,
her
you
own
did.
shit.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
she
I'm
for
sure
sure
she
did.
did. You have to
I mean,
establish.
but also, have you gone 3 days without shitting?
Yeah,
So maybe she just held it in because
babies.
she knew if she had to shit, she'd have to smell it for who knows how long.
Babies go 9 months without shitting.
Amazing.
When they come out, they
Does
let
it come
one.
out of their belly button?
No, they don't shit for 9 months, and then when they come out,
They start shitting immediately.
Yeah, they have this thing called merconium, and it's like black tar. It looks like the BP oil spill, and it just comes out of. And I had kind of heard about it, and then my wife had a C-section, so I had to do and it just starts coming out, and it's like black sludge, and I was wiping and wiping, and it wouldn't stop, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
And I was like screaming, and my wife's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, we're gonna be rich. There's oil coming up our baby's asshole right now. It was
It's like literally black.
black slut, like
For
a
how
black
long does that
greenish-
come out?
it's been in there 9 months. It's called
Yeah.
merconium. How many shits have a name?
Wow.
Yeah, none of
All
them are
of
good.
mine do.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram. I
Where she stalks
I laid
Kevin
rest to a 5-piece lager today. Check that one out on my stories.
Brennan. How did you find Kevin Brennan?
You know what? Through his podcast.
But how did you start listening to his podcast?
Because everybody was talking about it in New
Really?
York. Yeah.
Oh, do you live in New York part of the time?
You know, I was living there.
What is that?
Merconium or whatever
I told
you
you
said.
it's fucking disgusting.
Wait, it looks like a
disgusting.
Rorschach test.
So,
You know what I love about Kevin Brennan? He's just like doesn't give a fuck. He's like given up on trying to make it, and by him just shitting on everybody, he kind of making it.
you know who else doesn't give a
Okay,
fuck?
he's not making it.
You know who else doesn't give a fuck?
Who?
Owen
School
Benjamin.
shooters. School shooters don't give a fuck anymore either. Kevin's one step below school shooter, I believe.
No, he has a bigger heart than one step above a school shooter.
Yeah, he did call me when
Yeah, he's like a
during the
great
fires.
person.
during the fires he called to see if I was okay. Or-
Oh, that's so nice.
He
See
did.
what I mean? Exactly.
and then I said, "No, we're okay." And he goes, "Told you shouldn't live out there."
When I got written about in the New York Post, he said congratulations.
Wow.
You know, like which is really hard for another comedian to give props to another comedian when they get like something good. So it, you know, I know it takes a lot to say
It's not hard
something.
for me. I really enjoy it when people I like do well.
Yeah.
like
So that's how I know he likes me.
Dan Levy just got a show, and I was very happy for Dan. He's a nice guy. And
He's Eugene Levy's kid?
no,
Oh, they have the same last name.
I think Eugene Levy does have a kid though that's in the business.
that doesn't go by his last name.
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know. So why were you in New York? Were you living there or doing comedy there for a while?
I just yeah, I was living there.
Oh, and you
Yeah.
because it's funny, the West Coast comics don't talk about Kevin like the East Coast ones. East Coast, everybody listens.
Yeah, 'cause West Coast people are all about like trying to get jobs. So of course you guys don't talk about Kevin Brennan because
Yeah.
talking about Kevin Brennan
Uh-uh.
prevents you from getting a job.
I know,
Because it's like you
seriously.
like that horrible guy.
Yeah. Well, I think they're all pussies.
But you know
out
what?
here.
But he's so funny.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's so fucking funny, and he's like the one guy who didn't make it. You know, like now he's opening for Louis C.K. everywhere.
Mhm.
Now that Louis is performing again, you know, and so it's like him just being himself actually did help him.
Yeah.
You know, like now he's opening for like the
Yeah.
hottest act.
It's funny how I opened for Louis this weekend.
You did?
Yeah, and it was an awesome experience.
What? Wait, was Kevin there?
No, it was
Why?
it was me, Lynn Koplitz, and Tony Woods.
Oh, all three of you
yeah,
guys?
yeah,
So many.
yeah. It was a good show. It was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Louis' hour is the funniest hour I've ever seen.
Is it the same as like
No.
that hour that somebody posted on YouTube?
I'm sure there's some of it in there, but
Yeah.
it just keeps getting better and better as he's performing it.
Well,
more and
you
more.
know, when like I'm sure what he went through was traumatizing for him, you know, like losing
You can't
millions
say
of dollars.
that. That's happened to Norm Macdonald. He got in so much trouble.
yeah, but
for
I can
saying-
say it because no one's listening.
I know. I love how you say something you think is funny. You take a 1 second delay, and then you laugh. There's a 1 second delay off your joke where
It's
you
like
go.
a scan the room. Okay, good.
Like most people laugh immediately because they're like, "That was funny," and you're like, "That's kind of sociopathic."
Oh.
Um.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you can't say that no more. I know, and also me being female, it's like I feel like I'm a traitor for even saying something.
I think
like
the
that.
pendulum's swinging back, and I think all this shit's falling apart. Sarah Silverman came out and kind of defended him. Janine Garofalo defended him. I think it's like before. There were always like the meltdown kind of alternative comedy nerds that were always on one side of comedy.
Well, you know what it
and
is?
then the
It's
mainstream on the
like
other.
it's like we've all been sexually assaulted,
I was
right?
just saying.
Like we've all, to some degree or another, like whether it's somebody masturbating in front of you in a car, that's just, you know, you're just
Tegan did
walking
that to
home
me
from
today.
school. You know, like we've all, like when I was living in New York, I saw like homeless people jerking off on the subway, and you know, like it happens to everybody. So that thing that happened to those girls, yeah, that's awful, but also like we've all been assaulted like worse than that. I feel like. No?
I'm just thinking of mine's been worse. Yeah, I've had people masturbate in front of me a lot.
It's just like kind of a New York thing to like, it's like you're sightseeing, like okay, check, Empire State Building, guy masturbating you know, on the E train.
Here's a weird story. I shouldn't tell this now. Me Too stuff. One time I went. This is terrible. I don't give a fuck. Years ago I was at a college performing, and I never used to hook up at colleges because that's just bad business. But I don't do them anymore. And I go to this college, and after the show they're like, "Hey, let's go party," and I'm like, "All right." I had a buddy of mine with me, and we go to this bar with the two girls that hired me from the school, and it was like dollar Coronas. So I'm like, and a bunch of other kids from the school, and I go, "I'll buy 20, you know, for like," and I just start passing them out to everybody, and they're like, "Oh my God, you must be rich," and I'm like, "This is like around in New York." I think I was living in New York at the time, so this is over like, you know, it's like 15 years ago. So then we end up partying all night, and the girls and I and my buddy and a couple other people went back to my hotel room to like party more. And everybody kind of dies off, and I get in bed to go to sleep, and the one girl gets in bed with me. Like she's been
A
like,
student
yeah, she's been all
from
over
the school
me. Yeah,
who saw you perform.
yeah, and she hired me.
Oh, she was the coordinator
Yeah.
for the student activities board?
And so she,
That's why she booked you, to fuck you.
yeah, so she gets in bed with me, and then her friend gets in bed with me, and I got one on each side. But we're going to sleep
In your
And
hotel.
Yeah, and I was sure we were just going to sleep, like passing out drunk. And my buddy gets in the bed across from us. You know, there's like two beds in a hotel room. So I'm like sleeping, and the girl just starts like rubbing up all over me and starts kissing me, and we start fooling around. So then she grabs her friend's hand and puts it on my dick. And her friend then starts.
Because her friend told her that she likes you.
I don't know, but then the friend starts jerking me off. So they're both in bed with me, and I'm like,
Is everybody kind of silent?
I'm having a threesome right now with these two girls that hired me, and everything's going well. And all of a sudden, the one girl taps me on the shoulder, and I'm like, and she goes,
Who taps someone on the shoulder during a threesome?
because it wasn't like a super like
like-
fucking. It was there was a guy asleep in the bed next to us, so it was real quiet. Like,
Was he really
We're all-
sleeping?
well, she taps me on the shoulder and goes,
Yeah.
like, gives me a head nod, and I look over and he's sitting on the bed just jerking off, and I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, ugh. And I'm like, yeah, this is fucking weird. So So like everything that like
you want
kind
to
of
be like, yo, you got to pay admission.
yeah, and I was like that kind of put the kibosh on that one. But
He was just fluffing so that he could just hop in like
well,
casually.
I don't know, but I have a
Well,
feeling
what did you
he-
expect
that's
him to
probably
do?
what
I have a
going
feeling
on.
he thought he was getting asked to join in.
Yeah.
Now, again, cut to now, if those girls wanted to, like, if that was me that was over there, they could have been like, he sexually assaulted us because he was mad. And it's like, you're in a hotel room having a threesome. Yes, but we never consented to him. No, but you actually voyeuristically had sex in front of him. So aren't you guilty too for like taking part? There's so many gray areas in this whole thing, and I feel like I'm in all of them.
You're wearing gray tonight.
Yeah.
It is risky to sleep with the students.
Oh, I've had a couple situations.
Whoa.
I didn't do it often, but I did a few times. I did like I do like 50
I did
colleges
this
a year.
lesbian college, and these girls like were all over it.
Really?
They were like dropping hints left and right, but then nobody was aggressive like it sounds like these girls were.
I had one girl show up, and I checked into my hotel, and they said, "Mr. Ifft, you're already checked in." And I was like, "Huh?" They go, "You're already checked in." I'm like, "How
And
am I?"
some girl was
how am
in
I
your
checked-
room?
Go in. She's in my room, in bed, waiting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it was at the school.
Right, because to us you're just Eddie F, but to them you're like a celebrity or something.
It was a school that was it Rollins College in Florida.
What did you do?
They had I had sex with her, but they were the hottest girls in the world. That school gets like rated like the hottest girls in the world. And I went to the show and I looked around and I'm like, oh my god, these girls are so fucking hot. Why am I with her? Like, why did she do this to me?
The coordinator?
Yeah, I was like, fuck. And so she kept going after the show. Everybody wanted to go to bars and party, and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, let's just get some beer and go back to your room. And I'm like, no, you can't claim me like that. This is like the best night of my life. I just killed in front of like the hottest girls I've ever seen. But no, I was.
Wow.
I'd say it happened maybe twice. That might have been it. I don't. Oh, three. But I did like 50 colleges a year, so for like 10 years. So
wow.
like 500
No wonder
colleges.
you could afford this bus.
500 colleges. 500 colleges. I probably did it 4 or 5 times. So,
wow, that's amazing.
but I usually made it a point not to, and then every once in a while I was like, you just couldn't help it.
Yeah.
It just happened. But I knew it was bad business because the best part of the story of the girls that my friend on the bed. Years later, I'm Googling myself as you do, and I see a bad review.
About you?
And it goes to this like NACA, National Association of Campus Activities, does reviews, and the school submits a review after your thing.
What? I've never seen my review.
You can find them if you like go deep enough. And I'm reading it, and it's like he was prompt, he was on time, he did this. The show was just average.
Oh.
And I'm like, what school is this? And I look, and I'm like, motherfucker, this is written by the girls I had the threesome with.
No.
And so
Show was just average.
so I
Oh,
so I'm like
wow.
I'm friends
We
with
were disappointed with the length of the show.
so I'm friends with them on Facebook, and I write to them. I'm like,
Oh no.
what the fuck? Like we hooked up, and the girl's like, yeah, the show was just average. And I'm like, you suck. Like you should have
Like, I gave you my semen on your face.
I don't know if I ever, because the guy in the other bed kind of creeped us all out. But
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
See, if you didn't have a threesome, they would have been like, he was awesome,
He was definitely
right?
fluffing.
Because
so you could
if
just
you're
join.
having if
My-
you're hooking up with them, you're bound to disappoint them. That's the word on the street, Eddie.
no, it's just me. You've never hooked up. It's so hard for women. You can't hook up after a show.
Well, I mean, like I said, these girls, they were like kind of like super flirtatious, but
Is it-
then
Is it Chatham College? Because I performed at that lesbian school.
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
No, but I've been there. No, it was a school in Maine. It was this tiny lesbian school. I forget what it was called.
I think that's kind of cool that there are lesbian schools.
It was a lesbian school, and the laughter was just
There's no gay men's schools,
high
though.
pitched. Are there no gay men's schools?
Do you know of any that's like a really... No.
Never heard of it.
But a lot of, like... There's a lot
There
of all
must
women's
be in
schools.
San Francisco, like,
Mm.
a heavy gay population, like Berkeley or something.
I don't know.
But you don't ever hear of it.
I'm sure the Art Institute.
That's because you don't have to, like, go to school to be gay. You know, whereas women, we could be turned gay by Wellesley College.
I think I performed there.
You know, you go there straight and you come out.
Isn't that where Hillary
Gay.
went?
Did she go to Smith or Wellesley?
I think she went to Wellesley.
I forget.
Can you Google it, Tegan?
What's that?
Hillary Rodham Clinton's...
No, Hillary's
mater.
definitely lesbian.
I think she is.
That's why she didn't care that Bill Clinton got his dick sucked by Monica.
I think she's lesbian.
She went to Wellesley. Yeah, I think she went to Wellesley. I did a show there too,
Yeah, I've done a show there, which is weird.
as a guy.
I think
Like,
I
why
was-
would they even welcome you?
They needed diversity.
She went to Wellesley and Yale.
Yeah, I think she... I have-
Yeah. She's smarter than Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about Bill. Bill was a Rhodes Scholar, and it's really hard to become a Rhodes Scholar if you're from, I mean, anywhere, but if
especially Arkansas.
you're But I was going to say, well, no, not especially Arkansas, because I think each state gets one. So it's
it's easier for him. He's
from
the dumbest
Arkansas.
Rhodes Scholar in the whole country.
Right. I'm not sure. Can you look and see how someone becomes a Rhodes Scholar?
I did a school in Arkansas once, and I stayed at this bed and breakfast, this humongous mansion full of like 10 like gigantic rooms. And when I checked in, they're like, "So you're our only guest today, and our house is haunted." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm in this humongous house by myself."
Fucking freaky.
And it
Was
fucking
it?
scary.
Did you see anything scary?
Well, no, I just like locked the doors and hoped that protected me from the ghosts.
Yeah, every once in a while the school puts
And
you
then
in a weird
then you
fucking
just-
place.
You just like pray that like, you know, nothing happens and for the light to come out, you know, for the morning sun to come out.
Artie Fuqua and I stayed in an old house like that where everything was creaking, and it was like
Yeah.
it was like the university home that they put like dignitaries that come to the school, and they're like, "You're staying," and we were like, "We'd rather stay in a hotel," and they're like, "Oh, you don't want to stay in
there's
that?"
something better about a hotel.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, I don't want to
something
fucking
as
stay."
in everything.
One time I got to college and they were like, "Hey, so we've got you in the dorm, blah blah blah," and I go, "No, I'm not staying in the fucking dorms," and I was so mad. I was like, "I'm staying in a hotel," and they're like, "Well, there's only one hotel in town." I go, "Well, I'm staying there." They're like, "Well, we have you in the dorm." I go, "I'll pay for it myself," and they were like, "Okay."
They were like, "High roller over here."
I drive out to the hotel in
It's
town,
disgusting.
and I was like, "Can I stay in that dorm, please?" It
It
was
was a
like
motel.
it was like the Bates Motel. It was so scary,
Oh,
and I was like, I'll stay on campus."
Oh wow.
In the hotel, or I mean in the dorm. Please let me stay.
Have you
in the dorm.
performed at my school?
My school? I've never heard of my school.
It's like MySpace, but
No. Where is yours? Where'd you go?
Champaign-Urbana, University of Illinois.
I might have. No, Illinois Southern.
In Carbondale.
I think I did that one.
It's
I did
like
a
hilly.
did a whole bunch of University of Illinois. There's like, they're
Well,
weird.
there's like the one in Chicago,
Yeah.
then Springfield, then Champaign-Urbana.
I don't know. I might have.
You look like you're from there.
What does that mean?
Like you look like a hick.
Holy shit. Holy shit. I look like a hick. I pretty much am. I grew up in
Well,
Pittsburgh.
It's 'cause you got the whole David Spade, like, you know, 5 o'clock shadow going on.
I'm cold in the winter.
Yeah.
I shave in the summer, but I surf a lot, and I swear to God, it helps to have facial hair because my face freezes.
Oh, that's
That's
good.
like the coldest part.
My head freezes for sure.
Yeah, it really does give it like a bit of warmth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But some school in Illinois, I did a show, and it was like I was doing a talent show, and I was emceeing it,
Mm-hmm.
and there were like, maybe that was Tennessee. there was like a huge audience in like a basketball arena. And when I saw them all going in, I'm like, they're not here for me, are they? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, how many people? And they're like 7,000. And I was like, holy fuck. And they were like, I was like, how'd you get all these people to come to my show? And they're like, oh no, you're emceeing the talent show. And I was like, oh. And I was on crutches. And they were, they said, you're gonna perform on crutches? I'm like, yeah. Like, but you have to bring everyone on stage.
Oh man!
And the stage was huge. It was like on the basketball
That's
court.
awful.
And I would have to like crutch across and be like, and then I'd get up the microphone and I'd be like, keep it going for the fucking barbershop quartet. Now we have the Alpha Beta fuck schmegmas. They're
I
gonna
was wondering what that S stood for.
they're gonna dance for you. And then I'd walk off stage, and then all of a sudden they'd finish.
Howl.
I'd be like, ba-dump, ba-dump, and the audience was like laughing at my walk across the stage. My bottom of my crutches clipped the curtain.
Oh
No.
God!
I fell face first onto the ground, or like onto the stage, and I can say in my career, there's about like 10 moments that I remember of like the biggest laugh I've ever. It might still be number one.
The biggest laugh you got ever.
The biggest laugh I've ever gotten.
Is that on videotape?
You know what's funny? It is.
Is that on YouTube?
No, but I
Why
have
not?
it. I just realized now that you say that.
You could do the
I have
handicap tour.
I have a DVD of it at home, and I'm gonna go.
You need to post that.
I'm gonna find it. It was such shitty.
Eddie
like,
Ifft falls on stage.
Yeah, I fell on crutches. It hurt. It hurt because I came down on my foot, and so shut up, Rachel. It hurt so bad, and the audience. I'm like laying on the ground, and they're like, "Wah!" And I'm like, "Ow, ow, ow!" And I had to get back up and be like,
Why
"All
were you
right,
on
come to
crutches
the
to begin with? You
stage.
broke your foot?
It's Melvin the Magician."
Oh,
That's why you hate magicians.
awful.
27 acts. 27 acts I had to bring on the stage.
I need to see this tape.
Oh, it was brutal. I forget. I know I have the DVD. 'Cause I remember I got it and I was like, this is going to be hilarious someday. Thank you for reminding
Someday,
me.
this is hilarious.
How long
every
ago
day.
was that?
Ugh, so many years ago.
You're missing out on so many views.
My last college my last college I did was University of Scranton, and I did a rape joke about the Pope, about raping the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know it was a Catholic school, and they wouldn't pay me at the end. And I got in a huge fight with them.
Oh.
And then I said, fuck
because it was
you.
in your contract, you can't make Pope rape jokes.
That's exactly what it says. It said,
Yeah. It was all because of that one time. Now
whereas-
everybody's contract says that.
yeah.
Ever since you came to town.
So that was it. I fought with my agent. I was like, fuck off. I'm not doing these shows anymore.
Wow. The schools that complained about me, they still paid me.
This was bad.
Yeah. It's probably worse.
Like
than what I
everybody
said.
walked out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, except for the 5 black dudes in the front.
Except for the girl who
And the
wanted
girl
to
in your
fuck
room.
you.
Yeah. It was a dude that time. No. The 5 black dudes, I was like, hey, what are you guys doing here?
I'm really sorry to do this to you, but do you mind if I pee inside?
Oh,
Rather you pee inside than in here.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, go pee. I was like, don't do it here.
Yeah. No, I'll go
I
inside.
cleaned up enough
It
shit
doesn't look like
last
there's
night.
a bathroom on this bus.
No, we can.
Unless it's in the driver's cabin.
Nope.
No.
No, but when I sell it, it's gonna have a bathroom in it.
I have a small bladder. I'm really sorry.
Go, small bladder.
Okay.
Go.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, what was that school? University of Scranton. I didn't know it was religious. And they were like, it's fucking Jesuit. Well, they didn't say fucking. But,
Isn't that like Amish territory up there?
Amish is like Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Then you go,
Yeah.
it's fucking Amish. They're crazy. They're out of their fucking minds, but they're all full of shit, too. They, like, claim to be Amish, but then they do that,
Rumspringa.
Yeah. Jason wrote a song about Rumspringa.
I remember the night that I met you, when I met you for the very first time in Utah, we talked about Rumspringa. So it's bringing it back.
I think I've talked about everything. I don't think there's anything that I've talked about that I haven't talked about again and again and again. Like, I am so out of Podcasting has ruined my subject matter, and I feel like a horrible know-it-all because I've had so many people and so many,
Experiences.
like especially with Wadcast, and people start telling me a story, and I'm like, yeah. Do you want me to tell you how that really works? You know, like I had on the Navy SEAL who was in that did that, and he told, you know, or that's why I used to go on Kevin and Bean, and they have every Hollywood star in the world on their show, and I was like, how are you guys not so jaded after? Like I used to feel like, why are they nice to me? Like they have Bono on here yesterday, you know,
Oh,
like,
wow.
they have the biggest stars in the world. So like why would they, and it's a testament to their character. They're
Right.
such great people that I would come on and they would be so nice to me and interested. I was like, why are you interested in me when you just spoke to fucking, you know, had LeBron James or I mean Kobe Bryant on here or
Are
something.
they XM or are they F?
They're FM. They're
Oh,
on
wow.
mornings in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There's only like
I haven't had radio in ages, so.
There's only like 3 stations left in this country that like, and I've done them all recently. Kevin and Bean, Alice in San Francisco, and WDV in Pittsburgh. And other than that, there's a few others.
What's like one that Bert always talks about? Cowhead?
Cowhead, Todd and Tyler in Des Moines is pretty cool. And they are really popular. There's a couple that are still popular in their city. Johnny Dare in Kansas City. There's very few though, and so I don't like to do them unless like it's hard to, like they wake you up at 6 a.m. and
Yeah.
they're like, "Come on, you gotta do radio," and you're like, "Nobody's gonna fucking listen."
Does Bumping the Love Sponge still live there?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever done his show. And then
I've never even heard of
there's
that.
there's like Cowhead, and then there's Cowman or something in Chicago, and he's the worst.
Huh.
But there's Bob and Tom who are. You ever done Bob and Tom?
You know, I've never done Bob and Tom, but they follow me on Twitter.
Interesting.
I had an old Bob and Tom CD
Yeah, that's.
forever ago.
Yeah, they have you perform on their show, and then they clip your performance and do best of CDs.
They do?
Yeah, with your performance.
And they air it on their show.
Yeah, and then they sell the CDs.
That's not the CD I had. They were doing like
That is weird.
bits and songs.
Oh, of their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like
Like the
collecting
Man
a bunch
song. Did you ever hear the Man song?
Uh-uh.
It was pretty funny. It's like whatever I say goes right out the window because he's married, and basically what he's saying is I'm the man, but as long as she says it's okay, kind of a thing. It's a pretty funny song.
Do you do clubs at all?
I do clubs at all.
I love the pause and then
Ah.
where do you go?
I come here. I go to.
No, I
off-
mean on the road. Do you do the road at all?
I do the road, yeah. Yes. I
Like
do.
where?
Like Off the Hook.
Oh, you work for Captain Brian.
Yeah.
We have his vodka and his rum here.
Do you really?
Do you want to try
he
it?
just came out with it.
Yeah, we have it.
All right, give me a shot
Yeah, we have
of
his
Captain Brian's rum.
Captain Brian's
Vodka and
vodka
rum.
is like the smoothest vodka in the world.
Is it?
And then the rum. Show it to the camera. Let
it
them
looks
all
really
see
good.
it. I was just talking
Do
to
you
Captain.
sell
I was
vodka
talking
for
to
him?
Captain. No, I love Captain Brian. He doesn't pay me to do this. I just love him, and he gave us free booze, and
Nice.
he's a good dude.
It looks
You
great.
You can swig it right now. Get her a.
I'm
get
a
her a
big
big
I'm a
little
big fan of Shark Tank, so I like products and marketing and all of that.
I like Shark Tank too.
Do you like Shark Tank?
I've worked with a couple companies that have been on there,
Oh yeah, I love Shark Tank.
like Bird Dogs. These shorts that I used to. They owe me $2,000.
I'll do the rum.
Oh my God, you're gonna do a shot of rum?
Or I mean, I'll sip it. I'm not gonna do a shot.
I've never seen anybody do a shot of rum.
I said I'm gonna sip
Bowers
it.
did.
Oh, Bauer shot rum?
Yeah. He's like, I usually am a whiskey
That's
drinker.
the dark rum. How is it?
It's good.
Is it? I can't wait.
I
till
mean, I'm
start
not like a
drinking again.
liquor connoisseur, so I don't have any adjectives for Captain Brian.
I'm
You know?
I'm quitting drinking for a while,
Are you?
and I'm building.
I'm starting.
I'm building up credits. Like I want to have like enough. Like I'll be like, I haven't drank for 6 months, so it's time to just get wasted. And
You're building up like credit card points.
yeah, I feel like if I can make it through Australia with not drinking,
There's no way.
It's not happening.
you don't think?
No.
Or can
Your
you make
crazy Aussie fans
it?
will
Or
freaking
without getting headlocked by a kangaroo.
Oh, you saw that video where the kangaroo?
That's the reason why I don't go to Australia.
You're so afraid of getting headlocked?
Yeah, those kangaroos are like humongous.
And they're jacked. They're freaking buff.
Yo, they
Y-
are like bigger than the Rock.
I told on Rogan's show one time, and no one believed me. Even Rogan didn't believe me. We were driving through this town one time, and I thought I saw a statue of a kangaroo that was like 9 feet tall. And I go, holy fuck, I got to get a picture with that. Stop the car. And I ran out.
And it was a real kangaroo?
It was in a person's yard near their garbage cans. And I ran up their driveway, and I got close to it. As I got close to it, it like turned and looked at me. And I still wasn't scared because I've never been afraid of a kangaroo.
Were you on acid?
And the comedian in the car, this guy Pommy Johnson,
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I was
goes, you fucking cunt. He's like, you fucking cunt. Get away from it. It'll disembowel you. Because apparently, like, that's
Their
how they kill
claws.
you.
Yeah.
They claw your stomach and then just like pull your guts out. And he's like, get the fuck away.
Oh my
So Rogan was
God.
like, Rogan's like,
It's a drum.
Rogan goes, wait, how tall was it? And I was like, it's like 9 feet tall. And he's like, there's no such thing as a 9-foot kangaroo. And then
Yes, there
And then
are.
he Googled it, and he's like, holy shit, there's the big reds.
They look humongous.
It's huge.
It was, and I was standing as close to me and tagging to it. Maybe even closer. I got that close, and I was like, whoa, like, the fuck?
It was just standing there.
It was like eating garbage.
Oh my God.
They are.
Ew, ew, ew.
What is that?
It's a bug.
It's a spider.
Kill it.
You don't kill spiders. They're
It's
great.
not a spider, is it?
No, they're good
It's
for
a
you.
little fly.
People listening are like, what?
You're
was-
not scared of
The kangaroo
kangaroos
turned
or
into
spiders.
a spider.
Yeah.
No, if this
Piss
was
off, mate. This
if-
is my can.
if this was Australia, I'd be fucking terrified of that spider.
Oh, 'cause it'd be the size of your head.
No, there's funnel webs, there's redbacks. I forget what the other one you got to worry about, but they're fucking scary. They bite you. And one time I was going into
Brown
a venue.
recluse?
No, they're here. You had to go under this little like. I couldn't go from like the theater backstage. I had to go out back through this tiny little door into the basement of the theater. And as I was stepping through the door, this was in Perth, the guy goes, "Oh, mate, stop!" And there was a spider dangling from a spider web,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "That will fucking kill you, mate." And I was like, "Really?" He goes, "Yep, it'll fucking kill you." And I was like, "Okay, can we go around front? I'll just walk through the show. I don't give a fuck. I'll walk right through the audience and right up on stage. I'm not going through that little fucking door."
Oh,
Huntsman spiders. Bad boy.
They're not scary though.
Oh, are you kidding
that
me?
is disgusting.
I
They're
see
the size of my fist.
I see them in my house.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I catch them and throw them outside.
Have you seen a snake eat a mouse?
Yeah. Yeah.
They like squeeze it till the shit comes out.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't like death in any way, but speaking of death, I just told my wife today I've made her promise.
Is the spider on me?
I made my wife promise.
Where? On this one?
No, she's joking.
It's somewhere.
It's on that one now? How did
Where?
it get on that one?
Just go about your business, and I'll handle it.
Oh, you're going to murder it? Put it in a cup and take it outside.
It's probably in the rum.
No, it's not. It just wants to be your friend.
It's gone.
It's
I'll
not going
sit over here.
to.
I love this bus. This is awesome.
Thank you. Here's my funeral. I told my mom or my wife tonight if my parents try to have if I would die before my parents, and they would try to have a Catholic funeral, which is an open casket, that my wife has to insist that I'm completely naked.
Oh, wow.
like
What
how-
did they say?
Well, we haven't told. Look, I hope I don't die before my parents, but
But it's good to have a plan in place.
But how fun would that be? That everybody comes to my funeral and they walk up to the casket like, "Oh my God!" And oh, there he is.
Where? Oh, there he is.
He's coming to you, Tegan. Tegan, use a cup.
Is that a
Use
spider?
You really
a
want
cup.
me to
Yes. Save his life. Now you put a piece of paper under it. Use a piece of
I
paper.
don't like this.
Now what? There's a whole container of plastic between you.
You just
two.
put a piece of paper underneath it.
He's in the bottom of the cup.
Yeah, now you take him outside. And you just saved a life.
See, you don't have to have a backup guest when you have spiders here.
No, you made it.
Who
I'm
was
glad
your
you
Who
made
was
it.
your backup guest? You would have
Wh-
pulled somebody from the show.
She asked. I thought Michael Rappaport was going to be here tonight.
It's not here tonight.
You could have grabbed somebody.
It's a good lineup tonight. I think I'm on the show.
You are 12:11. You're going on.
That's too late. I'm not doing that.
I'll take your spot.
Do you want to?
Yes,
I'm probably going to leave.
of course I want your spot.
I don't like doing bad spots. Like I'm over that.
Yeah,
You know, and it's just
you
Yeah.
have that luxury.
I just can't go through it anymore. It's just too painful.
I don't mind. I take all spots,
Yeah, I
good
used
or
to do
good or
that.
bad.
How many people were on Girl Code? I feel like every girl I'm friends with was on it.
Like 20?
Was it really 20? No, it was less.
It was less.
Way less.
15?
Were you on every episode?
I was on the first 3 seasons.
Did that make you like super famous? Cause like, I feel like that show. I was in,
With like the younger generation.
but I was in some town like Dallas or something, and I looked at the other comedy club to see if I could get their headliner to come do the podcast, and it was
Carly Aquilino.
Carly Aquilino, and she was like headlining the Improv, and I was at Hyenas or whatever, and I was like, gee, she's like only been doing comedy 3 years, and
I
she's
know.
fucking headlining.
It's because she was the one girl who was basically like the age of all the viewers. You know,
Oh.
she was 23 when she did Girl Code. I was like 30 something.
So she blew up.
You know what I mean? So because she was a one age, whereas Jessie May and everybody else was my age,
Jessima's
She was-
fucking hilarious.
she was the youngest one, and she also with that red hair, she
Yeah.
looked so like a superhero.
Yeah.
So she just cleaned up.
And does she still sell out?
You know, I don't know, probably.
I don't see her name much, but I thought maybe she would. Wait, didn't she date? Was it Pete Davidson?
Mhm.
Or she was with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
That guy,
Jesse May was with her?
Pete Davidson.
No, Carly Aquilino was.
I have never seen a guy, and I don't. He's a nice guy. I like him. I remember when he first started at the Cellar, I recommended him to Esty. I was one of the guys. I was like, Esty, you should go see him. But I was like, he's pretty funny. You know, like I saw him perform. He's a funny guy. Come down.
Right.
You should see him, Esty. But I've never seen a guy that with that much press for things,
So young.
but not just so young. Outside of being funny, it's all like
Yeah, he's a celebrity.
it's all like
he's
tabloid.
He's reached celebrity status, comedian status, like so young. And
But
who
I
else
think-
has done that?
No, and I think he did it by fucking
Ariana Grande?
yeah. I think that does it. When you date someone super famous,
Well, when Tom Green went out with Drew Barrymore, I'm sure it was probably the same thing.
the Tom,
I mean, but
it's
the
like-
internet wasn't around the way it is now. Whereas you see it a lot on your Twitter time feed and
wonder if my wife will let me date someone just to get more successful. Like, and we'll pretend like we're
as long
cheating.
as you guys aren't really fucking, I'm sure
How often
you
do
could pay somebody
how
to
often do you think it's
fake go out with them.
Hmm.
You know, publicists put
I mean,
you
I,
in touch with one
wonder
of their
if-
other clients.
I wonder if
probably.
Robert Downey Jr. will act like he's dating.
I think half the shit that, like, you know, like Kanye always says some crazy, stupid shit, and then all of a sudden he has an album coming out the next week or things like that.
Oh,
like,
I believe that all the
it's,
time.
I'm sure half of it is fake. You know,
I
with
remember-
all the shit you're talking
I remember
about.
Neil Brennan when his movie was coming out.
That's why I love Kevin Brennan though, because he doesn't ever have anything coming out, and he's just always talking shit.
Talking shit. Yeah, but he's not in the tabloids.
he never has anything coming out.
He never has anything coming out. He just does the same jokes from 25 years ago, and,
Wow.
and he doesn't give a fuck. But he says it himself. I'm not talking shit about
Do
him.
you like Brian McCarthy on his show?
I do like Brian McCarthy on the show. Yeah, because at least it's somebody stable in
Brian
Kevin's
is
life.
far from stable, though.
No, but he shows up to every episode, so he
has
does.
nothing else.
He has a co-host. He basically runs a T-shirt store on his website.
He just start.
And do you think he's really blind? Because
Brian's
he
one of my
does
best
see-
friends.
He does see stuff.
He can see out of peripherally a
Oh,
little bit.
I can't see any periphery.
You can't.
No. Because your guys' eyes are like gigantic.
Really? Is that?
Yeah.
Do Asian people have bad peripheral vision?
You ever try to flag down your Asian waiter or waitress? Like, it's fucking impossible. That's why I made a horrible waitress. You know, like
Are you fucking with me? Is this true?
I'm not fucking with you.
I'm like
it is
looking at
true.
your eyes, like that explains why you're bad drivers.
Bad
It's not a
drivers.
stereotype.
Yeah, like okay, you know, like those fake eyelashes that girls wear. Like, if I get a pair of fake eyelashes, they'll fit your eye, but I have to like cut mine. You know?
So have you ever seen those people with like bug eyes, like that come out of their head? They must be amazing drivers.
Probably. Who
What
has
about
bug eyes?
what about the schoolwork? Because you're so focused, you can't see all the shit that's going on around you. Maybe that's why you're so smart.
Well, it's true because we were forced to do so much schoolwork
Uh-huh.
and my parents tried to like save money by turning off two of the light bulbs in the kitchen. It's like my eyes are just so bad.
You grew up in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I think? Were you adopted?
No, that's Kevin Shea.
Someone else was just who did I work with this week? Someone told me that.
A comedian who is adopted?
I forget. Or maybe it was last week. It was last week in San Francisco. Yes, it was last.
You've been too many places
I am
recently.
starting to lose my fucking mind. I have been on the road every week since the middle of October.
Wow.
Yeah, I have not had 1 week off.
That's amazing.
And it doesn't end until April. I'm taking a week off in April.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm losing my fucking mind. Like literally losing. my
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
And you don't see your baby much.
I do. I fly back every week,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm
So
taking.
you'll see her for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 or 4, and then I'm taking her to Australia.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so I'll be in Australia for 6
With-
weeks.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I'm
nice.
taking them because I can't be. But like,
You must miss her so much.
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Right?
I've like thought about taking a writing job because I'm like,
So that you can be with her.
Yeah.
Plus, like, these are the good years. Like, this is
Don't
when you
remind-
want to
here's
see her
Here's the
grow
way
up.
here's the way I
Clean up the hallway.
here's the way I think of it though. Most dads go to work like leave
9
the
to
house at,
5.
like 9 to 5, but
So
9
when
to
you're home, you're
not-
home 24.
right, 9 to 5 means like 7 to 7. And when dads
Exactly.
get home, they get home. A kid goes to bed at like 8:30, so they get like an hour and a half with them. They go to bed. I have
So
like my daughter and I are together all day tomorrow.
it's all balanced
Yeah,
out.
Yep. So I'll get 3 to 4 full days with her.
Yep.
Then my wife gets the shit kicked out of her for 3 days, and then I come back and really.
And plus, there's so many divorced parents. It's like,
Yeah.
imagine if you were divorced, you would
Yeah.
spend less time even.
I bring them a lot though. Like San Francisco, they came with me. Arizona, no,
Mhm.
they didn't come to Arizona, but North Carolina, they came with me. Just a lot of times.
Then
I
that's
bring-
fun. She gets to travel and see the world.
Yeah, she's gonna be.
Is she funny?
She's hilarious.
She must be so funny.
She's going to Australia for her 3rd time.
Wow.
She's 4. She's been there 3 times.
See, you're giving her like an amazing childhood.
Yeah,
She's pretty funny.
she's spoiled as I had to have a talk with her today about no more poopy talk unless it's.
That's
in
the
bath.
same talk I had with my manager.
Was he telling you or were you telling him?
I'm like, sell this special. He's like, no more poopy talk.
I wonder how many comedians go to their manager and they're like, I want a Netflix special. I bet it's every single one of them.
Right?
Don't you
But
think?
it's not. Not Kevin Brennan, because he doesn't have a manager.
Yes.
Oh!
I would think that every single comedian at one point tells their manager they want to, and I feel bad for managers because they have to go, it's not going to happen. Like, Netflix is only going to buy, let's say, 30.
5,000 Netflix specials a year.
No, they don't buy that many. They really don't. It seems like they do, but they don't. And there's fucking 50,000 comedians out there, and they're buying maybe like 50 to 100 specials.
Netflix.
Yeah.
See, that's why you gotta get a Netflix. I mean, you gotta get a Netflix special somewhere else.
What do you mean, like in another country?
You know, like a Hulu or
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Showtime or a
Well, they're
a
gonna run.
YouTube.
They're gonna run out. Like, I totally believe that, like, it's oversaturated already, where it used to be special. Like when Tom Segura's came out, it was so
Yeah.
special, and it made him famous. Then everybody started. I
Well,
have friends
unless
with
you're
Net-
so good.
but I have friends with Netflix specials that are fucking good, that nothing happened. Nothing.
Because the market is just so saturated.
Yep.
You used to watch it and then you would obsess about that comedian for a week, but now you just like, okay, on to the next
just
one. And they just keep
consume it.
going.
Yep.
But also to the consumer, it's like, what's the difference between watching an hour podcast and watching an hour special?
Yep.
To
If they're not
them, it's just-
special,
To them, it's just an hour of entertainment. It's like they could really, people just consume content so
And
quickly
they're staring
now.
at their phones the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, are they really watching?
Yeah, they just have it on while they're cleaning their house.
Yeah.
and they like one joke. They're like, I like that guy. He does that joke about blah blah blah.
Yeah. Oh, Crystal Lee's my favorite. We made it. Ooh, ooh.
It's so funny. If you're a comedian, you could write the best jokes in the world, and people will never remember it. But if you do like a tagline or like if you think about Eddie Murphy and Raw and those shows, they're always like, Eddie, you don't love me, Eddie. You know, people will repeat like Kevin Hart.
A
they'll
catchphrase.
A catchphrase. They never repeat the jokes, so it's like you're better off to get up there and act this shit out and be like, and they're like, he's the guy that does.
That's so true.
Because there are things that I've said in my show that I didn't plan on being like that. That people go, oh, 4 floors of whores, 4 floors, 4 floors of whores, 4, and I'm like, oh, fucking, that's all you took from it. That's what you got. So it pisses me off. Now tell us about the
Well,
AVNs.
you just gotta think of a catchphrase. You know, like Larry the Cable Guy.
You're the machine.
Bert had a catchphrase in his last special.
Secret time?
Secret time. That's right.
Bingo time.
Yeah, Bert.
It's party time.
It's party time.
You
Party
gotta
time.
give them something that's hashtagable.
Hashtagable.
You know.
I have that joke that Owen Benjamin and I have like the same joke right now, and I've heard from people that Owen does a similar joke, and I just know it's like, it's a very simple, it's a stock hack joke, but it's not like, oh, it's just like a really hacky premise, but it kills, and I can't stop doing it for another like 6 months. It's just fun to do. I like it. But you did the AVNs.
I did the AVNs.
I've been there.
Have you?
I was
I've
supposed to-
never even been there or
I was
nothing.
supposed to do it one year, and then
What happened?
I forget who hired you. What was the guy's name?
Gary,
No, that wasn't the guy. That was,
Tony,
might have been Tony.
maybe.
I met him through Yoshi,
Of course.
and he brought him to my house, and he did my podcast, and then he started talking to me about doing it, and then Attell had recommended me,
Oh, really?
and Attell told me it's really hard, and then I saw April Macy do it.
Yeah, she killed it. Attell killed it.
Yeah, but they all don't think they do, because
Yeah, because
the crowd is hard.
well, the crowd is far away,
Uh-huh.
so it's not the intimacy of a comedy club. So you feel like you're bombing, but then when you watch the video, you're like, oh, they're laughing.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
like, I couldn't hear them laughing from the stage because they're so far away, and sound travels so slowly.
Right.
So you just go through your jokes like quick because you're like, I
Yeah.
don't think they're laughing.
Yeah, I watched or Attell call. We were on the phone one night, and he was telling me all his jokes, and I'm like, "That's a good joke. That's a good joke. That's a good joke."
And he
And-
thought he bombed,
Yeah,
but he
thought-
killed.
yeah,
He was so good.
he always thinks that. But April, I got to watch April, but I was shit faced. I was
Oh, she was really good.
in Vegas performing, and she's like, "Get over here right now." She's like, "You've got to see this." I walk into the fucking AVNs. I forget who I brought. I might have brought Jason. No. Brought someone with me. We walk in the room, and there's a guy in full dress Marine outfit. And I thought, like, this is like this porn star dressed up like this. And I go, dude, what?
He was a real Marine.
He was a real Marine, and I go, what are you doing here? And he goes, dude, I was drinking by the pool today. I blacked out, and I ended up here. And I go, you're going to get kicked out of the Marines. He goes, I hope so. And I go, we're going to fucking party tonight. And he goes, let's go. So I was just like, I got your drinks. Let's go. So I started walking around with him, and I would walk up to every porn star, and I would go, hey, this is the guy that shot Bin Laden.
And they would
And
start sucking his dick right
you
there.
know how the porn stars are. They were like, who's Bin Laden? You know, and I'd be like,
Who's Bin Laden?
and I'm like, oh, he's just some guy, but that was threatening the world, and this guy is he's a hero. But I feel like when they get there, those porn stars, the last thing they want to do is fuck around. That's their night to shine.
That's their night to not fuck and be
Right.
on
Not
camera.
not be at work.
And
Yeah,
and
that's
they
why like people think I was like in this orgy-filled weekend in Vegas, but like I catch them the weekend when they're off.
Right.
I'm like, I want to touch some titties up in here and
Yeah.
finger some hoes, you know?
Are you
And they're
full
all
on
like
lesbian?
they're
no
all
dudes?
like business professional.
Are you no dudes?
No, I've never been with a girl. That's why I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like totally straight, but
You were like, let's try it.
yeah, but
Did
these girls are really nice though.
They
you
are
know?
nice.
They're
We're
so
really-
nice because it's like you're what?
we have Bunny Rotten on the show a lot. She's a really
Oh,
good friend.
cool. Yeah, they're such nice girls.
Some of them are really nice. It's like anything else. There's really nice people and there's shitty people.
Yeah.
But and I
But I'm like more vulgar. You know, I'm
Yeah.
sitting there talking about like, yeah, fingering assholes, and they're all laughing almost in like a 7th grade way. And I'm like, don't you guys talk like that? But they don't. They just do that.
Bonnie does.
Does she? Okay.
Bonnie came on the show the first time I had her on, and she's like, I squirted on a Bible once.
Oh jeez.
And I was like, you can be on the show whenever you want.
I'm not a squirter. I don't know how those girls do it.
Tegan is.
Yeah.
Bonnie, I asked her one time, I go, how do you like squirt on guys all the time? She goes, I don't. I just piss on them. It looks like I'm squirting.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
So
I think most of them are just pissing.
most of them are
Well,
pissing.
they like inject stuff.
I think that's a lie. I think they just fucking piss on
I don't
guys.
think it's.
They're just pissing.
I think they're just. Why not just piss?
Because when you see a piss stream, it doesn't look yellow. It looks clear.
Yeah.
So you just think it's cum.
I think it's just piss.
But I've seen like behind the scenes stuff.
I've
I
had
feel
a-
like
About,
if I-
guys inject shit in to make it look like they're doing these crazy cum shots, and like there's all sorts of stuff they do that.
I've had a couple girls squirt on me,
Yeah.
and it's like I like Dane's back there. Yes. You've had it.
I have.
It's happened.
Yeah, I had it happen, and the girl started warning me. I was fingering her on the toilet, and she's like,
On a
Oh.
toilet? Is that like a reverse plumpkin?
I don't know what it was. We were hiding from another girl, and
Was this the threesome story?
no, this is another thing. This girl's banging on the door. She's like, I'm calling the hotel management. I had hooked up with this girl earlier in the night. And we were down at the beach with all my friends. I hooked up with this girl, and then she went off to do cocaine with some guy, so I blew her off. And then I'm hooking up with this girl,
Pun intended.
and she's mad that I'm hooking up with another girl. So she's like banging on the door, telling me she's going to call hotel management on me. And I'm like, they don't care. Like, you can. But
Plus the room's under your name.
yeah, and then the girl starts going, oh my God, I'm gonna, she's like, get ready. I'm like, for what? She's like, I mean, she's like, I'm sorry. And all of a sudden it was like, and I had never seen that before or knew what it was. And I was like, did you just piss all over me? I'm like, you just pissed all over me. And she's like, I didn't pee. And I'm like, you did. You just peed all over me. And she's like, it's not pee. And I'm like, what the fuck is it then?
It's cum.
Yeah, that's what she said. And I was like, that's a lot of cum. And she's like, I'm sorry. And then I started hooking up with this girl. And she came to my house. And I used to live with my sister in New York. And she squirted in my bed and ruined my mattress.
Oh God.
And then she became a prostitute.
You gotta put a
Whoa.
towel down.
Yeah. Yeah, she became a prostitute.
Gotta put a towel down.
She was a Craigslist prostitute.
That is crazy.
It was crazy.
She's risking her life. That's
I know.
So
I had
insane.
like a long talk with her about it.
I mean, I've bought couches on Craigslist, but fucking dudes from there?
Yeah, that would be a little creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't even doing it for money. She was doing it for just like the power. Like she'd be like, I
What?
made like $300. I'm like, you could make a lot more. Let me be your pimp. I will sell you for like
Yeah.
$2 to $3 grand. You're hot.
No, I saw this documentary about it, and they were saying like pussy don't go for that much. Like it's like $50 a fuck or something. There's just so many girls selling pussy out there.
I know a girl that was getting like 25 grand.
Really?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
she a model?
Yeah, and I think she was fucking Trump too. I think she's
Why
fucked
do you
Trump.
think that?
Because I asked her if she knew. Geez, I hope none of these girls ever listen to my show. Because I haven't named names, but they'll be like, he's talking about me. I've talked about it on the show a lot. We got in like an argument about Trump, and then she said, I was like, I know she hangs out with like all these old rich dudes, and I was like, do you know Trump? And she's like, I know Donald very well. And I go, how do you know Donald? And she goes, let's just say I've been to Mar-a-Lago many times. And I was like, ugh.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm Eskimo brothers with Trump.
Another thing, they like go to Dubai for like a couple of weeks and they just
Yeah.
stack hundreds of thousands and then come back
I think
because it's so taboo over there. Plus, everybody's so wealthy.
there's
that-
so many prostitutes in Dubai.
yeah.
And when you go in a bar, every girl in there is a prostitute. It's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, I've been to Dubai a billion times, and every time I go, I was like shit faced from the second I get. It's like it used to be like Vegas to me. We'd get there, we'd start partying, and the next thing I know, I'm in these weird bars. You're in the Middle East, and then there's prostitutes everywhere, and to me, it seemed like every single girl I met was a prostitute.
Did they proposition you?
Oh yeah, you know,
What do they say that
they come up
that
to you
you
and
know
they go,
that
you're,
indicates they're a
they
prostitute?
go, you're cute, and you're like, really? And I'm like,
And,
you
like-
must be a hooker.
I've
And-
never said that to a guy.
Yeah, they go, you're cute, and
Yeah.
then they go, their next question is, what hotel are you staying in?
Oh,
And
wow.
then you go, blah blah blah, and they're like, let's
are you
go
here?
there, let's go there, and you're like,
And that's when you're
okay.
supposed to say how much.
yeah, and no, I go, let's go, and we had a guy.
You take a rain check?
we were shooting a movie all over the world. I shot this documentary film, and every place we'd go, this one guy, he was like the producer's like black sheep cousin, and he was coming with us. Like there was no reason for him to be on the shoot other than just a party. And every single place we'd go to, Hong Kong, Africa, China, he would find the place where there were prostitutes, and we'd be like shooting, and he'd come back and be like, guys, I just found blah 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 this place, and we're like, oh my god. So we're in Hong Kong and we're staying in the shittiest fucking hotel rooms. They're so shitty, and he goes, and it was so expensive. Hong Kong's expensive, and he comes back. He goes, guys, I found a fucking killer hotel that's so much cheaper than this. And we're like, really? He's like, yeah. So we're like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, it's like $100. And we're like, we're paying like $500 for the room was like as big as this bus for like 4 dudes staying. And we had so we all check out of the hotel. We get our suitcases and everything. We go to the hotel and we go to check in, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like $500 a night. And we're like, I don't want to say his name, but we're like, you said it was like a fucking $100. And he goes, I paid 100. I paid 100. And he goes to the guy, hey, I've been here. I paid 100. And the guy goes, that's for the hour.
Whoa.
Like he would come there with hookers and fuck them and then leave. So like one of the last nights in Hong Kong, he makes us go to this bar. He's like, you got to come to this bar. It's not a bar. It's a whorehouse.
Yeah.
He takes us to his whorehouse. We go in. He was like Norm in Cheers. Like every hooker there was like, yeah, and they all knew him. And it was just the weirdest thing. Like we were surrounded by him. Like, how much money have you spent here? That they like were surrounding us, and we're like, you guys are the greatest. You're with, I can't say his
He
name.
spent the whole fire festival budget.
That fire festival.
I gotta watch that documentary.
It's fucking amazing. It's cringeworthy.
It's so bad.
Look,
Because people thought it was like a Bonnaroo.
worse. I was in that situation like 1/1,000,000th of their situation when I was doing Bingo Fest.
Uh-huh.
And it was just everything that could go wrong was going wrong.
Uh-huh.
And I just finally fighting with the girl that owned the property. I just pulled the plug. and but I had zero investment
Right.
other than a down payment, which we lost, which the other promoter lost. But
But it wasn't hundreds of millions of
yeah,
dollars.
they were in. There was no pulling out.
Yeah.
You'll cringe the whole time. You're like, these guys are so. If you're
But don't you cringe like how dumb everybody was that they went to this festival that they've never heard of?
No, because they really did a good job of marketing it.
Oh, okay.
It was completely false advertised. Like, so bad.
But I think they had plans to make it like that, but they didn't produce it well.
Yeah.
It was a giant fucking operation, and they just didn't do the planning properly.
Oh, they were planning on actually throwing a real festival.
Oh yeah, this crazy, massive, awesome,
Yeah.
like most elite, luxurious festival you've ever been to, and everybody put their money up, and then they used it to but they just fell short on all their promises, to the point of like a disaster, and all the bands canceled, and people didn't have food or places to stay, and they had to send them
They
back
had a
on
cheese sandwich. It was supposed to be like gourmet, like sushi and nice stuff, and it was it was one piece of wheat bread, like cut in half with like a piece of American cheese on it, and that was the whole sandwich.
I mean, just the documentary's incredible. It's the best documentary.
It
I've
was
seen in
really
so
good. I really liked it.
long. Did they make you watch a porn or go like a porn filming when you did the AVNs?
I never got invited to go watch a porn shoot.
I heard you have to watch one before
What?
you host it. Yeah,
What do you? Is that fake? I've never heard that.
I heard that Greg Fitzsimmons said he went. I think Stanhope went.
Wow, they didn't do that for me.
I've been invited to porn shoots, and then friends of mine that direct them say, "Don't go. It's horrible. It smells so bad."
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, they said it just smells like shit on the set.
No way.
Yeah. I'd be afraid I'd have a boner too. Like just standing there with like just a boner, like everyone
Same.
would see it.
There's something you should know about me.
There's something
I
about
never
Mary.
chopped my dick off.
Um,
But no, I would have loved to go see a porn shoot. Maybe I could go now.
Yoshi will take
Well,
you.
now I'm friends with all these porn stars.
Who'd you make friends with?
Charlotte Stokely.
I don't know her.
You know her? She's so nice.
Is she pretty?
She's beautiful.
She tattoos?
No, I don't think so.
Really? I'm so anti-tattoo in porn.
Yeah.
I got sick of it. I was like, enough with the tattoos.
Yeah, I don't like tattoos.
I don't like tattoos.
Me either.
Tegan's whole dick is tattooed.
Tegan?
Tegan, yeah.
Best
Tegan.
name ever.
Yeah.
Tegan Ryder.
He
Tegan?
calls me like
You're
2
the
hours
first
ago. and
Tegan I've ever met.
Yeah, that's a Utah name.
Is
He
it?
called me
Are
like
you
2
Mormon?
hours ago, and he goes, "You have the coolest name." That's how he
Isn't it
started the
cool?
phone call. It wasn't like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah.
Hey, you have the coolest. name."
Hello, I'm Tegan Ryder.
Tegan J.
He's not Mormon.
No,
No, far from it.
there was a brief period of time, but yeah, no, definitely not.
He just fell into it because everyone else was
You
doing it.
did?
Yeah,
For a brief, like he just wanted to try it.
That's what people don't understand about cults. Like, you watch these documentaries, like, I could never, like, fall into it, but it's actually really easy to join a cult.
Oh, you totally fall completely right into it. I'm from a small town. I graduated with 89 kids, and I would guess less than 10 of those kids weren't Mormon. So almost everybody.
You felt weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like an outsider if you're not Mormon.
Yeah,
Speaking
I
of
mean,
weird, I'm going to do a plug. I forgot. I told
Captain
Captain
Brian?
Brian, if you go to CaptainBrian.com, I believe it is, I might say it on here, and put in Bingle in the promo code, he's going to give you a break on like a deal on maybe like 10 or 20% off. Get it because he doesn't believe that me plugging it will help it. So just to spite him, get his vodka.
Just to spite him,
or
somebody
get
do
his
it.
rum. Yeah, please. Get and then show
These are
us-
like big bottles too. They're not
show us
like
videos of you drinking it.
they're not like small bottles.
It's gluten free.
It's so stupid when things that are not gluten have any gluten claim they're gluten free.
Should we play?
I see that all the time. I'm
Should we
like,
play the game? What's in your Google search? Would you let somebody look at your Google search?
is that do you play that every episode?
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? Wow.
Would you let
And how do
somebody-
you play?
We take your phone and we look at what you've Googled.
Oh, you look at my Google?
Yeah.
Well, can I look at my Google first?
Yes.
And then you're going to read something I've Googled?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what I've Googled. I'm trying to
Go
remember
look,
right
and then
now.
I'll. And if
Do
you
some
say,
people
okay,
not let you play?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, no fucking way.
Let's see if I've got anything good.
I
this
mean,
week.
I don't think I've Googled anything embarrassing.
Really?
I don't know. I just don't remember what I've Googled recently.
I guarantee there's something embarrassing in there.
I've got
Yeah?
how many comedians are on Girl Code? I have Hillary Clinton College.
I don't remember what I just Google like places to get their address. You know, I've probably Googled like the Rose Room in Santa Monica in Venice just to get like the address.
Are you good friends with Yoshi?
I am.
I think he like called me about trying to like. He asked me to do something for you
Mm-hmm.
while you were in Vegas. That was like it was not possible. I was like, I can't make that happen.
What did he ask you to do? I didn't. For the record, I didn't ask him to do anything.
No. It was like something like Yoshi's one of those people. He facilitates. He makes things happen.
Yeah.
Like
He's always introducing people to
yeah,
each
he's
other.
great at that. And I think it was something like that. And I was like, usually I can do. I
Well-
was like, I can't. I don't think I have the.
You know, people do that,
hook
and
up.
I'm like, thanks for offering to introduce me to this person, but like, I'm actually kind of busy. I'm here working. You know what I mean? Like, I have like rehearsals, and I have like, you know, my show and stuff.
Did they make you do a rehearsal?
Yeah.
Did you have to do all your bits in rehearsal?
No, just like the presenting.
Did you write all your own jokes?
Yeah.
You didn't have anyone help you?
No, because I already do like a lot of dirty jokes to begin with.
So you didn't do.
So I
You
miss
didn't
out
write
on.
jokes for it.
I miss out on most jobs.
'Cause
I
you're
wrote
dirty.
some jokes for it,
How
but
dirty are you?
usually like clubs like advertise me as XXX rated.
That dirty?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm that dirty. I think
Give me
I
an example
just-
of one of your jokes that they would consider X-rated. Like, don't do the bit because I know you'd hate doing a bit on here. But like, what's the topic?
I talk about like how long my nipples are or something.
Are they long?
Great joke.
It's
by the way.
not that dirty. Like it's just like I'm sure guys
No,
talk
I
about
don't-
how fat or skinny
How
their
long
dicks
are
are.
your nipples?
I don't know, like an inch.
Do you fold them down? That's so long.
She has a great joke. that she said at the
That's like a
about it.
finger.
Yeah, it's not quite a finger. I'm not that indigenous, okay?
Half a
I'm still
finger.
from Chicago.
Chicago.
My mom had longer nipples, I'm sure.
Have you seen them?
Yeah.
You've seen your mom's nipples?
Yeah, because she would just change in front of us. It's like an ethnic thing, probably. Well, Koreans, like, we just get naked in front of everybody,
Wait,
like,
so
at the spa.
Yoshi's Korean too, right? But he's
I don't know. Yoshi is
like-
Japanese, but he
but he-
claims he's Korean when he's hanging out with me
No, he was brought up.
to get me to like him
He was brought up in Japan, but he's Korean.
by blood. But he's like a gigantic Korean, if that's the case.
Why you guys are little?
Yeah.
Koreans are little,
Yeah.
and Japanese are big.
Japanese aren't big either. I think he's like is full of radiation.
Have you ever dated Yoshi?
You know? No.
Why not?
No, because everybody knows I don't date Asian guys. That's
Why not? You are such a racist.
because I'm racist.
Is it true because of the stereotype?
Well, you know what it is? It's like I just grew up with so many. When you grow up in an abusive household,
Mhm.
you maybe not you, but like because I grew up in such an abusive household, I was like, I'm never going near
I mean,
Korean guys. And I'm sure there's Italian girls whose fathers, hit their mothers and stuff like that. Was like, fuck Italian guys. I'm never going out with Italian guys.
Have
you
you
know?
seen Jersey Shore?
Love that show. No, so yeah, I would never have gone out with Yoshi.
Yeah, I don't think Yoshi could be abusive except to his stepmother.
Who knows? Yeah,
I love
but I
Yo-
just
I love Yoshi.
don't. Yeah, Asian guys to me are like platonic friend, like automatic
Okay.
platonic friends.
Do you see
You
them
know.
and it's like You give the head nod, like I'm Asian, you're Asian.
No, because Asians like want to act like they're not Asian in America.
Yeah, I get that in Australia. Americans
know?
want to act like, no, I've been living here in Australia.
Right.
I'm part
and
of.
you're like, you're
I'm
from New
part of the
Jersey, you
Australian
idiot.
culture. But every once in a while, I found it in England that Americans would kind of be like, "You're American. I'm American too. Let's go fucking hang out and be American." Um, I had a guy in a bar one night. He's like, "You're American. Do you know where I can hang out with Americans?" I was like, "No, yeah, America. If you want to go hang out with Americans, fucking go back, you douchebag."
Yeah, same in Korea. Like, there's all these American bars, and everybody's just American there. I'm like, I feel like I'm in America.
Yeah, I've never been to Korea. I've been.
And then all these Americans just complain about Koreans in these American bars in Korea.
Really?
Yeah. They like go teach English there for a year, and then
Oh,
they
yeah,
stay
the
for 10
ESL.
years
Yeah,
because they start fucking a Korean girl
yeah. The
or
yellow
guy.
fever.
Yeah.
I've heard people don't like yellow fever. They think it's a really bad thing, and I'm like, when people get mad for someone like, I understand people being mad at racism, like where someone goes, I don't like a race of people, like that's wrong. But for someone to go, I'm attracted to Asian women, so what? That's like someone having a type. Like I like blonde women, or I like, tall men, or I like, big deal. So if someone likes Asian, I
But
don't see
if somebody's asking me out and I'm like, how many Asians have you been with? And they're like 10. That is kind of like creepy.
why though. That means they have a
More of
type.
fetish.
Yeah, it becomes a fetish.
Why is that a fetish and not just a type?
It depends on the person, I guess.
Because it just kind of grows.
I think you're gross. No, I'm joking.
I am gross.
My wife has blonde hair. I've dated probably like so many like blonde. It's the type. It's that I like.
You just like blonde girls.
Yeah, I mean I like every girl.
Yeah.
I love Jim Norton's joke about he goes, I've had sex with black, white, Asian, Puerto Rican, European women, and they all had one thing in common.
They
None
had a
of them-
dick.
They all had
None-
dicks.
No, he goes,
That's what I was
none
gonna
of them enjoyed it. I love that. I can remember that Jim Norton joke so well. But I feel like I've been across the spectrum. If you found like a common denominator, it's a good majority of them you would see. But I've dated Asian girls. I've dated black girls. I don't give a shit. Like.
Yeah.
But I do have a type probably. So I think that's why do you
mean-
call it a fetish? I think you're rude calling men that have yellow fever that travel to Vietnam and hang out. You think so too?
I'm on your side with this because I'm totally completely into blonde girls.
That's the fucking Utah in you,
Maybe.
white
Yeah.
and the white
The white
supremacist.
supremacist.
Blonde hair, blue eyed,
Yeah.
master race. Of course you do.
Yeah.
Anything crazy happen at the AVNs?
No.
How bad are their outfits?
No, they look so beautiful.
They wear dresses that look like Scarlett O'Hara.
Well,
Gone
I
with
mean,
the Wind.
some of them are wearing like scantily. Like Riley Reid was like
I love.
had like
You like
a,
her too?
had
You
like
look like her.
a chain.
She looks like Riley
She
Reid.
does. Had like a chain with another girl chained up on their necks. Like those like
I like
kid
Riley
leashes?
Reid because she. You know what I like about Riley Reid? She looks like she's happy to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Like she
exactly.
does porn because she likes to fuck. I hate the girls that make it look like a job. I'm like or the fake acting.
Yeah.
Or get off.
And she laughs a lot and smokes weed.
Yeah.
You know.
Takes 4 black cocks at one time.
So
Every hole.
yeah, I mean, like I
You
went to
kinda
the
remember.
parties, but the parties were not orgies. They were like,
Tegan just looked
what did
her
he
up
say?
and then looked at Rachel and goes,
You do kind of look like her.
Rachel could be Riley Reid's
I've heard
twin.
that a lot.
I get Johnny Sins all the time.
Oh yeah.
We should shoot a porn
With-
with the two of you
In the
on
bang
the
bus.
bus, on the bang bus, and then we'll sell it as like you guys are their impersonators.
Yeah. I have a picture that I photoshopped of my face over a Johnny Sins thing.
Okay, now do that, and then do Rachel's over Riley reads.
But this is funny because
And put that on Instagram because you're managing the Instagram
the
account.
one thrust man.
Okay, now get one with Riley Reed and put Rachel's face on it.
That's so funny.
Tagging. Okay.
All right.
You promise?
Yes.
And it'll be on the Instagram page?
Yes.
Okay, so go to our
It's
Instagram,
all
which
about
is
the Instagram.
Bingle show. The official bingle show.
Official Bingle Show is our, and you will see Rachel as Riley Reed. Have like a dog collar on her and a chain and maybe 4 black. No, we can't because we'll get
The
kicked off.
bingle show official.
So you saw nothing? You didn't even see a penis while you were there?
I mean, I saw tits
That's
and
it.
butts.
That's it.
I didn't see any penises, and like the after parties,
Would you have had sex with a male porn star?
no,
Why not?
because they're just so big.
Like
They
their
have
dicks?
big dicks, yeah,
Yeah.
and I like small dicks.
What?
Hence my crush on Kevin Brennan.
Does Kevin have a small dick?
Yeah, he talks about it. I mean, I've never seen it, but he talks about having a small. He's Irish.
I love how she loves Kevin Brennan.
I love Kevin Brennan. He's so funny and he's so brave, and he might die soon, so we should talk more about
What's
him.
he gonna die about? what's he gonna die from? Bitterness?
Exactly.
Why is he sick?
No.
Oh, he's just old.
No, but I told Dave Chappelle that he has cancer, that he better do his podcast next time he's in town. He's
Ye-
like, does he really? I was like, no.
Oh, you should have said yes.
I should have said yes, right?
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
Then he
if-
would have called him.
That'd be hilarious if Chappelle just did it for that reason.
Yeah, and then at the end of the show, I'll be like,
called
I
a
really
pity pod.
don't have a pity
Wait.
podcast guest.
Pity
Wait,
pod.
wait. I was talking to Kevin about you one time. Didn't you used to do something fucking crazy on your podcast to get people to like? Didn't you like
to
show
shoot
you?
shoot to the top of the charts?
Yeah, didn't you do something crazy?
Yeah, I used to like fart in the microphone.
No. I know somebody else that does that and doesn't get you to the top.
Yeah.
Remember you texted Kevin a picture of me and you?
I did.
Yeah. You were like, yeah, you were like, look who I ran into.
Yeah, but didn't you do?
And then I
some-
was trying to get that picture from you.
Didn't you like show your vagina or something? Or
No, I've never shown
you
my
masturbate.
vagina.
You masturbate on the show.
Yes.
How do you forget that? You're like,
You forgot it.
yeah, but like I said to you, didn't you do something crazy? And you're like, oh, I fart into the microphone. Are you trying to just like live that one
Just
down?
fucking with you.
You would masturbate on your podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, funny you say that. We've done it on this show.
Have you?
We had a contest where we all went to rooms and raced.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was me against Jim Jeffries
I did
and
that
Jason.
before people started podcasting.
Yeah.
In Boston. I was just like,
Rachel used to do it too.
yeah, it's like good old fashioned fun.
We should do it here. You race. No,
All right, and then go.
that
I'm
would-
also like just a speed comer, you know? So
like
I
how
just
fast?
like 15 seconds.
You can start in 15 seconds later.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, I just do it like right after another. That's why it got so much notoriety.
Oh, so in our contest, Jim did it in like 3 minutes. It took me like 7,
See,
and
that's
then-
an eternity.
and then Jason still hasn't come. And he had assistants. He had like Lilith was like rubbing her butt. Like she took her. I don't want to say what she did because we've talked about it a million times, but I don't know exactly what she did, and I need to find out from Jason. But she did things to turn him on,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just
And it
really,
still didn't work.
It was really awkward because he
But
had a
it's
crush
kind of
on
like
her.
pooing when you know somebody's next to the stall.
Can't do it.
Like people,
Can't do it.
I'm sure you could do it faster when you're alone.
What's that?
But I'm just such a
Where? Bring it
professional.
on the shop. Bring it on the bus. Oh, bring it on. I don't care.
I feel bad for my college roommate because we had bunk beds,
Mhm.
and I would be shaking the bed, masturbating till like 3 in the morning every night, and she never said anything
Why would you do that to her?
because I was just so horny. Like I was just like, I want to masturbate, and then I had just learned how to.
Yeah, but I guess in college we used to like we had these big bunk beds that we built. I lived in a fraternity house and we built like queen size bunk beds, and then you'd almost make yours like if you were on the bottom, it was like a cave because you'd put up like
Sheets.
yeah. So that and then because you shared with the guy, and then your girlfriend would come over and you just fuck, and like he'd be fucking his girlfriend, I'd be fucking my girlfriend, And it was just like, oh well, this is what
It
we
was
do.
just like
This
we
is
don't
our
have
life.
privacy, but
Yeah.
this is what you do when you're a
like
freshman.
you're in the room and we have to fuck.
The
So-
the first dick I ever sucked was probably a frat guy.
Really?
Yeah,
I want to know. So you would masturbate on the end of your podcast?
yeah.
Like it was
Just
it like
audio.
was it like a bonus
It was like I did at the end to get people to listen, but then they would just fast forward.
to that? Could you see that they only listened to that part?
That's-
You don't see it, but people would tell me.
Did you get a million messages of guys like I jerked off to that?
Yeah, well, I got emails saying, "Are you really masturbating?" Most people didn't believe I was really doing it. They're like, "'Cause I feel stupid jerking off with you.
Oh
So
my
please tell me you're really doing
God.
it."
Oh my god! Did you ever do it with guests on the show?
No, no.
Because we joked one time that we had a circle jerk. It was me, Jim Jeffries, and Moshe Kasher, and we had Jason told us his story of when he got molested
Oh.
by babysitters. Jason had like a threesome by babysitters when he was.
Whoa.
And while he was telling the story, or it might have been his first time he had sex, that might have been the story. And he was telling us, and while he was telling it, we were like, "Really? Oh, tell me more." And he kept telling the story, and we were like, "Oh." And we all just put our hands down our pants, and we were acting like we were jerking off. And we're like, "Oh, yeah. Oh." And Jason's like, "And then she said I could kiss her." I'm like, "Oh, oh." And he'd be like, and so I kissed her on the cheek, and then she like touched my bum, and we're like, "Oh, oh." And so we were just all like really acting like we were doing it. And Jason's like, "Did you guys just jerk off to my story?" And we're like, "Yep, Jason, we all just circle jerked." So every time I see Moshe, I'm like, "Hey, you want to come over and circle jerk?" I can't believe you did that.
Yeah,
Did it make your podcast like super popular?
it did. Yeah. I still have the screenshot of when I'm like,
How high did it go?
it went to top 10
That's fucking amazing.
of comedy podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah. You should do it on our show and get our ratings up.
Well, you do have a
Yeah, we'll leave the
a
bus.
couch.
You just finish the show with doing it.
turn the camera off.
We will. And we will all leave the bus, and you can shake the bus all you want, but you have to do it into the microphone. And then that'll be our closing of the episode.
I could because I could really I'm just a professional at this point. Because I have this condition where I can come like 100 times a day.
100?
Like 300 if I wanted to, if I had nothing to do all
I
day.
dated a girl that was like that could just
Did you?
multiple orgasms like crazy.
Like how many? We exist out there, but like all these girls who can't even make themselves come, like get all the press. Right?
Yeah, I've come across a few.
Like you see all these articles like 20% of women have never had an
I feel
orgasm
terrible.
in their lives.
I feel terrible when I hear of women or see
But
women.
it's also like it gives me confidence, right? To know that I could just make myself come. I don't need to rely on anybody else for pleasure. But it's also a way to like build walls.
And I'm not like, oh, I'm a stud and blah, blah, blah. But I don't think I hooked up with a lot of girls in my years. I was single and doing comedy for like 25 years.
You have every STD.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I don't recall ever like being with a girl that can't come, or they either faked it, like they just lied. Because
I know. I never connect with girls when they're talking about faking it. I'm just like, that's.
I used to fake that I didn't come. I'd be like, I'd come, and then I'd be like, uh-oh, like I gotta keep going. Like she's not there yet, and I gotta just like keep trying to fuck through this, like that I just came, and I'm like, I hope my dick can stay hard.
And a sloppy condom.
Yeah, and like hopefully none of it seeps out and fucking
Ew.
goes in there and gets her pregnant. I was like, because I was just too embarrassed that I came too early. But I was.
I see. I wouldn't feel like. Why would that be a source of embarrassment? I think that's great.
Only a few times did I ever come like really quickly. First, my first girlfriend in college, the first night I was with her, like, and I loved this girl, And our first time having sex, I came in like 2 seconds, and I was like, "Oh, this is how it's gonna be. Like, this is
You
terrible."
come faster than masturbating.
I mean, it happened in like I
Yeah.
got inside her, and it was like, bleh.
Yeah.
And so I
See,
went.
that's
to,
the opposite.
I was so
for me.
sad that night, all night. I was sleeping, and I woke up in the morning and fucked her again, and it was like normal, and I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was like,
Well,
real-
you just got to crank one out before. You
Yeah.
just got to get the first one out
I
of
was
the way.
just too excited. And it happened one time with a girl that I thought was like way too, like she was so hot. I was like, I shouldn't be here right now. I don't deserve this. And then all of a sudden I fucked. I was like, no. And I was like, oh, I was right. I don't deserve this.
Been there.
All right. That's hysterical. Do
Yeah.
you still do your podcast?
I do, yeah.
Do you still do it on your podcast?
I don't do that anymore
Why?
because like,
That's your thing.
well, first of all, there's enough of that because I used to do it like all the time, you know, and then like too many comedians would listen to it, and I'd
And
be
you
like,
felt weird.
and I felt weird because I'm just like,
I know. I can't wait to go home and listen.
because
to it.
everybody, because people would be
You
like,
know, every person that's listening to this is like, you're gonna see a bump in your like downloads.
yeah, because then like they would rat each other out. They wouldn't say that I listened.
They'd be
They're
like,
like
Bill, listen.
they're like, so and so told me you do this, and I'm like, and they would rat somebody out who listens.
I think I heard Kevin Brennan talking about it on his show,
Yeah.
and you know him. He's like, yeah, she's just doing it for attention. She doesn't even, you know Kevin.
Yeah.
I think that's how. Will you end the show? We will leave the bus. You can do it on the bus. We will all be outside. I'm a gentleman. There's no
You know
way.
what? I did just
would
get back
ever-
from the AVNs, and I didn't even like come with any porn stars.
All right, we
This
will.
is too
We will
much.
exit the bus. You can do it on the microphone. You have to turn. We'll even unscrew the camera to take it off, so you know. that we're
No,
not-
because like when I did it, those are like vintage episodes.
I know, but this will be classic. You'll be the first
This is
person to
peer
ever
pressure.
do
This
it
is
on
Me
the.
Too.
I know.
This is everything that you don't want to be, and you're peer pressuring
Yeah,
so
exactly.
hard right now.
You know what though?
Exactly. That was
You know
pre
what,
Me
though?
Too.
You know what though? There's no Me Too
I Me
in the
Too'd-
porn business.
I Me Too'd myself before the Me Too movement.
Right, but like you can't.
There is Me Too in the porn business because everything needs to be consensual. So if you're scripted to only do oral and then you like penetrate her, that's a Me Too.
That's rape. In my
Exactly.
opinion.
That's rape.
That's definitely rape.
Yeah.
Like if you contractually say I'm doing this and then somebody does.
I mean, I don't know how it works. I don't know, like, when you sign up to do a porn, like, are you told that you could only put it in her vagina and not her anus? Like, I don't know how that stuff works.
I know how it works because I've known. We've had a couple of the bookers get us women to come on our podcast. I don't have them on anymore, but we've had them on, and I found out all about it. So they have like so many things that they say they do, and they get like a rating on their agency, like when they get submitted. You know,
Mhm.
for us it's like
We have
oh,
our
the-
NACA rating.
no, but like when you submit for like acting, they're like, oh, and he also can drive a
He
car,
rollerblades.
and yeah, theirs is like
and skateboard.
double anal. One of the things on there is like that a lot of the girls won't have sex with black guys. And I'm like, that's the most racist thing in
But-
the world. That
Wow.
like how are they able to discriminate? And it comes down to it's like
Dick
the
size.
big dick thing.
Yeah.
But it should say dick size, then it shouldn't say, oh, I want to, because I've talked to girls who are like, yeah, I just want to have sex with black guys. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you'll do all this other stuff. Like, that's,
But is it racism or girthism?
then don't have sex because a lot of those white guys have big dicks too.
Or what if they do like triple penetration but still no black guys?
I know. It's crazy.
Right?
It's crazy. But I've also,
She's like, I'm not racist though.
I've had other girls say, I think Bonnie told me, you leave a couple things so that then you can charge more. Like if you don't do something.
Right, because if you do everything before you're 25,
right.
you'll
Then guys
retwatter.
are like dying to see them do that.
Yeah.
And they're like, she hasn't done a black guy yet. And then she's like, oh, I'm doing a black guy. And everyone's like, oh, I got to buy this. I've never bought porn in my life, so I don't know. I've just got the free shit. I don't know why people buy
Because
it.
you're friends with Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi used to send me transgender
Yoshi
porn.
fucking gave me like a intense strap on. Like it looked like armor.
Yeah, it's anger.
And like I was going to a friend's wedding and he gives me this as a present to give to the bride and groom. I'm like, this is not an appropriate gift for a fucking wedding. You
Yeah,
know? And
yeah.
I left it in my rental car
Hanging on the
and
cash
I like
tree.
returned it to Hertz with
No.
the fucking strap on and a box of pornos in the trunk.
You should.
Because I'm like, I'm not going to give this to anybody.
How funny is that? The guy that opened it, he's like, "Oh my god."
Dude.
And he's like
Jesus
reading the
Christ.
receipt. Esther Koo. What a freak.
Are you traveling at all? Are you doing stand up on the road at all other than this?
I am, yeah.
Where are you going?
I'm going all the way to Venice this Friday.
I mean the
Ever hear
road.
of it?
The road.
I am going to. I forget where I'm going, but check my website for dates.
You always headline, right? Because I
I
can't
don't
imagine.
always headline.
Can't imagine you featuring if no one can follow you if you're triple X rated.
I'm not triple X rated. I think people just think I look like
You have long nipples.
innocent, so they think that I'm dirtier than I am. But there's plenty of comedians who are dirtier than me.
It's hard to follow dirty though,
Yeah,
because it kills. It kills, and then you're like, you got nothing left.
right.
You can't. Like, Brian Regan the funniest man in the world, would bomb after a dirty comedian.
You think so?
No,
He's too good.
no, he's too good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was gonna let you plug dates. What do you got? Anything to plug? Her
My
podcast
butt.
that she doesn't
Okay, go to my website, estherkoo.com.
listen to her podcast. Go to the
I
old
go,
one.
go to the vintage episodes
Look at Damien looking. He's like, can't wait to get home and listen.
and sign up for my email list. I'll let you know when the new podcasts are out. Not that anybody listens to the new ones. And yeah.
Well, thank you for doing the show.
Yeah, thanks for having
I
me.
wanted to have you on a long time ago. I forget.
I'm in Bakersfield for Valentine's Day comedy show, Bakersfield, California.
That sounds exciting.
Yes.
That's a good place if you like meth.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Bakersfield's
I haven't been to
crazy.
Bakersfield in
My
a while.
manager's from there. He'd kill me for saying that. He loves Bakersfield. Actually, he also owns a restaurant there. So he like opened a restaurant in his hometown for like fun. That's how much fucking money he has. So
Amazing.
I'll find out at the restaurant. You should.
He
go there.
opened a restaurant just 'cause he's hungry.
Yeah,
That's how much
it
money
was
he
kind of
has.
like it was his hometown, and he knew this chef, and he was like, "Let's do it."
I know a chef. Why not open a restaurant?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Too
when
many
you get-
people open restaurants though. Like most entrepreneurs want to open restaurants because they think they're a good cook, and a lot of it fails.
I think his is doing really well though, because it's like Bakersfield, and it was like the first good restaurant there.
Oh, nice.
Bakersfield has good food.
Shut up! How do you know this?
Because the guy I'm seeing lives in Bakersfield.
Oh, walk around with yoga pants like that. Of course.
I know you.
Of course, you'll have a guy
Did-
taking you to nice
did-
restaurants.
was
Miss
I
Riley
being
Reid look-alike.
Was I being?
Not bad. Like,
I don't know. There was just
it's not even near it.
maybe it's. I don't know. Look, you guys. I've been like walking on eggshells this entire show. She's talking about long nipples and masturbating and everything, and everything I say, you guys are like, "Me too."
Me
You're
too.
done. You're done. You're just trying to. You were trying to coerce her into masturbating on the bus.
Yeah,
She's gonna
now there's
fucking.
I just need it
audio
on the
and
record for
video
myself.
proof
Yeah.
of it.
I just want it to be like Louis C.K. I'd
and
go
you
up-
got me drunk on
Yeah,
Captain Brian's rum.
I just want to tell everybody, Esther Koo masturbated in front of me, and I didn't. It wasn't consensual.
That's the
Oh.
kind. That's the kind of press I need, but from somebody bigger
We
than you.
should do. Ouch! Ouch! We should do that. We should stage that where it's like a reverse Louis,
Yes.
where you do it to me, and then
And then John Quinones shows up,
Who's that?
the host of that show. Like, what would you do?
Oh, that'd be funny. But if you did it, and then you're like,
And then he's
I'm
in the
like,
hallway
I
with
tried
Louis.
to leave the bus, and she wouldn't let me.
Then you
And
just
she-
pull that whole thing where we were just talking about that. The
I'd like
girl
to co-
made up that story and then just said like, "Oh yeah, that never happened."
We just did it as a joke.
You just wanted the
I
publicity.
made up
You
a
got the
Me Too
publicity.
story.
Did you really?
On Felicia Michaels' podcast, because you're supposed to tell one real story and one fake story,
That's a
and
funny
then
idea.
and then they figure out if it's real or not. And I told a fake story about how Bill Cosby Me Too'd me when I was a volunteer for the Boston Comedy Festival, and half of them believed me.
I think everyone would believe that.
But at the end, they were like, "Which one's real?" I was like, "I've never met Bill Cosby."
I went to see Cosby. Comedy Central brought a whole bunch of us to see him when he shot his Netflix special or Comedy Central special, and they sat us all up front. It was a whole bunch of comedians. It was like me, Neil
Oh,
Brennan.
why would you do that to him? They must have hated him.
No, I was.
He must have raped them.
They thought it was like a thing for us, and we were all like, no, 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 no.
We want to sit in the back.
It was me.
How awkward is that?
Neil Brennan, Michael Costa. There were a whole bunch of us. There were like 20 of us. I think Alonzo Bowden. We're all sitting there, and he went on for an hour and a half. I fell asleep. I fell asleep during his show. It was great, but
Well,
I can't
you
watch.
also got a drink that was meant for a girl.
You got a drink.
That's what I thought. That was the punchline I was going for on that note. Check out Tegan's running the Instagram page.
Check out Kevin Brennan's podcast, Burning Bridges.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just plugging his shit. He doesn't even pay me. I'm just a big fan.
You really are.
Yeah. He's so funny.
All right.
All right.
All right. So find us on iTunes and rate, review, comment, and I'll read some of your fucking reviews next week. How about that?
That gets people to review.
I know. I promise I'll read your reviews.
I should start doing that.
If you review the show on iTunes, I will fucking read it on this show, no matter what you say. But give us 5 stars.
Don't kill your spiders. Put a plastic cup over them and bring them
Yeah.
outside.
And stay away from girls with long nipples.
They'll
And,
sword fight you.
ew. And I'm just picturing those. Remember those trick pencils with like the long erasers on them?
That's
Damien,
me.
Yeah.
Except not pink.
Can you get them cut down?
It's rum colored. Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. 'Cause they,
That's the
See,
weirdest question
you're
I've
into
ever
blonde girls. So blonde girls have like tiny nipples.
no, I just.
They look like one of those
If yours is
furniture
like
pad
half
things.
half a pinky. That's way too long.
No,
Too long.
it's not longer than this.
I was with a girl that was a waitress at Acme in
Mhm.
Minneapolis once, and I went back to we went to a strip club, and then we went back to the hotel. I was hooking up with her. I took her bra off, and she had hairy nipples.
Oh.
Coming out of the nipple hole.
Like all the areola had hair all over it, and I was like, "Why would you not have this fucking removed?" And I then went on stage, I think, the next night
And
did a
talked about
joke.
it.
I think I did about like how you could kill 2 birds with 1 stone because you
Floss
could,
your teeth.
yeah, and I don't think she was happy. And I saw her again once. She came to New York, and I saw her again.
Well, but at least you didn't point her out.
No, but it was gross. I was like, why would you not fucking
But if she's gonna be fucking the
Wax
comedians who
these-
come to town,
get those?
trim your nipple hairs.
So what I'm saying, girls, if you're listening, fucking wax them. Get that hair off the nipples. It's gross. Does everybody in agreement?
Completely.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for
You're
having
not
me.
in agreement?
Oh, yes, I agree.
Yes or no?
Shave your ball hair also while you're at it.
Shave it, but how far down? Because once it gets into like the asshole
However far you
region,
want to get licked.
you got to have it near your asshole, or your farts go up your up your butt.
A lot of my farts go up
Out.
too.
And they
I wear
awful.
tight pants.
Yeah, they go up and out your like pants out the back of your crack, and it's like.
Amazing. I love farts.
So do I. I'm a big fan of farts.
I love it.
I can't believe I didn't fart tonight.
You held it in.
No, I didn't eat any carbs today.
Okay.
That's why. Carbs make farts.
This is the podcast that never ends.
I know. Look, everybody's like, we got to go. All right. Show's over, everybody. Sorry. I could go on for hours because Esther, you're hilarious. Thanks for being on the show. Check her out, estherku.com. Spell it because it's hard.
ESTHERKU.com. Thanks for having me, Eddie.
Thank you, Esther Koo. And thank you to Tegan, Damien, Rachel. As always, you guys all look like you've just gotten the shit kicked out of you. You look tired. A lot of enthusiasm tonight. Is it because Jason's not here and you're sad?
Yes.
Jason was not here.
I'm just tired.
Um,
Work.
iTunes, check us out. Leave a review, rate, review, comment. Go to our Patreon. Give us some fucking cash, lots of it. And buy merch at eddyiff.com and check out my touring dates. I'm all over the fucking place. This comes out when? Tomorrow? No, next week. Next week. I'll be in Laugh Boston. Come see me at Laugh Boston. And then the Adelaide Fringe Festival, the Launceston Festival, and Sydney at the Comedy Store. So come see me at one of those. But Laugh Boston in Boston. Come see me this weekend coming up. That's it.
That's it.
That's the show. Thank you, Esther.
Thank you. Bye.